And we are live. Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Bryan Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. A few quick announcements before the show begins. This channel is viewer supported.
Now who's gonna be the Medici?
Oh wait, hold on, Chris. Could you boost the volume? 70, Chris. Okay. This channel is viewer supported. We're doing it live, folks.
Now who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more? Or do you wanna marginalize me till I'm out of my moment?
So please consider sending a super chat. I will read answer super chats intermittently, $10 and up. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. We've got channel memberships, Patreon merch. All links are in the description. Quick note on our channel memberships. You can just hit that join button below. We also stream to Twitch. We are live there right now, twitch.tv/whatever. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to a Twitch account, and every month you can sub to us totally free on Twitch. It takes 1 minute to set up. It's a quick, free, easy way to support the show. Drop us a sub. We'll give you a shout out during the show. And if you want to be on the show, DM out whatever on Instagram. Without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, or school major, and relationship status, starting with you.
Hi, I'm Paisley. I am 31. I work in film and TV, and I am married.
I'm Tabera Williams. I am 33. I am a consultant at a tech firm, and I am newly single.
Oh. Nice.
Bonjour, mon ami. Je suis Lady Clackers. I am a cat. I am 2.5 years in cat years, and I'm glad to be here.
Hold What? Huh? Okay, so in cat years, what is the translation to human years?
I'm sure you have Google, and you could probably find that in the comments. So if anyone wants to Google that and put that in the comments.
All right, guys, she's 43. Okay. Calista.
Yeah, I'm Calista. I'm 27, and I work in fashion, and I'm single.
I guess that makes me.
I'm
Bryan. I'm 30. I'm an actor, delivery driver, musician, jack of all trades. I guess I'm single, but I'm poly, so that's not really a limiting factor whether I am or not. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
You're poly.
Yes.
So how many people concurrently are you seeing?
I am single more or less. I have like a cuddle buddy, but she's aromantic and sort of asexual. It's complicated, but I feel like we can talk about that more after these lads get introduced.
Brandon,
age 40, tattoo artist, currently single.
We're single in here.
Hey, my name is AJ. I'm 27 years old, and I'm currently an analyst.
relationship status?
I am single.
Okay. So Paisley, you're married.
Yeah.
And you're not using that in any colloquial, like you're legitimately, literally married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congrats. How long have you been married?
3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
And how long were you dating your partner before, or your husband?
Yeah.
Wife? Let's not
Good
assume.
question. No, yeah. No, I've known him for like 10, 11 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Dated for 4.5. 4.5. Kind of hard to keep track when you've known somebody for that long.
Okay. Wow. Congrats.
Yeah.
Good times. So besides Paisley, and I guess besides Bryan, who has a cuddle buddy or something, everyone here said they were single.
Correct.
So in today's day and age, I think single, it's hard to really have a sense of what that really means. I know you're recently, Tamara, you're recently out of a
Relationship?
Was it a long-term relationship?
No. Like
Short,
we're
like a
short
fling?
term, like 6
Like
months.
a fortnight, 14 days?
Yeah, like fortnight.
Okay.
Really quick to answer the question, I play piano. I brought
What?
it, but Bryan's a fascist who won't let me play on screen.
I guess I'm a fascist, yes. Yeah, Bryan over here, by the way, with the inferior spelling of his name, with the Y.
Fuck you.
inferior spelling, insisted on playing the piano during the stream, and unfortunately for him, I denied him. So I guess that makes me a fascist. So, okay, so
It's a tragedy.
okay, so as far as single goes, we know you're recently out of a relationship. Single. When's the last time that you've hooked up with someone?
Oh man, the vibrator. Such nothing better than staying home, having a nice dig. I recently realized that having sex is just kind of gross, honestly, because like you don't really know a person. You know, like I was young once. I went around alleys. I did my thing, and now I'm an old cat lady, and I enjoy my life.
You were young once.
I was young once.
And you did your thing in L.A.
Oh yeah.
So what does that mean?
Well, let's just say that kitten problem in LA isn't building itself up back then. But no, I mean, I've had lots of sex, and you think about this connection with a person. I think that's what you start to get into that like people don't think about. It's mainly like a carnal pleasure that people have, and that's so easy and that's so basic that at this point in my life, it's like, why do we do it? Like it's gonna be a fleeting moment. If you really have a deep connection, you hope that they're good at sex too. So that's the only thing. I guess you can try it out. I don't know. I start rambling.
Can I build off of that?
Sure.
I say if I had to choose between giving up like cuddling and giving up sex, I'd give up sex because, again, you can masturbate and have a good time. You can't, even with Kiki here, no offense, Kiki, you can't really cuddle with a vibrator and get that human connection that you were talking about. So, yeah, there's only so much sex can do. It can't do all elements of human connection.
I wouldn't say masturbation is a good replacement or a viable option for sex.
Right, but masturbation is closer to sex than cuddling is than like.
Wait, masturbation is closer to sex than what?
It is to cuddling, and I really like cuddling.
Okay, cool. So you said you had your fun. What does that mean?
Oh, I was promiscuous. I mean, like
Can you give us?
Do you want a body
count? Sure, let's do body count.
How about we get some guesses, and I'll let you know.
30.
How many
38.
lives? How many lives do cats have times 3? So 20.
You said 38. I said 30.
It's probably
so 27 is pretty close.
Is this
27.
all who wants to be done?
50.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I know.
50 exact, or is it
50 men and then about 10 women.
Okay.
Any non-binaries?
No, back in the day, we were
Back
all
in
in
the
the
day,
closet,
Well, hey,
Yeah.
if you go through round 2.
Yeah.
Okay, Calista. Last time you've hooked up with somebody?
Like last December.
Last December.
December 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been on the prowl, or?
No, I've just kind of been single for the year. You know?
Okay.
Just finding myself and all that.
Finding yourself. Okay. What does that mean? What is finding? Because
I found myself last night real cozy like.
Sure.
we have a bit of a running thing on this show that when someone says that they're exploring themselves, finding themselves, it means they're just running through a bunch of people.
No,
but it sounds like it's been
no, you know what?
December.
No, I haven't been fucking people. No, I've not. I've genuinely just been like, honestly, really introspective and thinking about my thoughts and who I am as a person, how I react to things, how I want to react to things. So genuinely just like thinking about myself as a person and if I want to be better.
Okay, cool. Bryan?
So that cuddle buddy, it turns out, asexual can mean a lot of different things. She very much could get turned on, but as I got to know her better, I learned just because she's turned on and wants to have sex doesn't, like on a carnal level, doesn't necessarily mean she really wants to have sex in general. And like, it was all very consensual, but I was like, okay, I need to not like be trying to turn her on or anything. And so that was probably the last sex I would have had, which would have been early this year. There was this random guy, I posted so people on Craigslist, men on Craigslist are fucking brutal. They are so fucking horny. I posted something for like acting stuff on Craigslist, and this guy was like, do you want to have sex? And
Sounds
I don't
about right.
remember the details, not because I was drunk, just because I have shit memory.
Totally sounds about right.
But like we ended up doing a bit of stuff, but it just not that much happened, and he was kind of boring, and he was just like looking at his phone, jerking off, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? So I left. And that reminded me that, I don't have to just say yes to everything. So that was probably around the same time, but I haven't done anything in a bit. But, hopefully I hit up my friend who was the second person I ever had sex with the other day, and she's a dom. And I was like, hey, can you dom me again? Because I'm sure we'll talk about it later. I'm into BDSM, but that's another story.
So you're a sub?
I'm a switch.
Switch, okay.
I'm a switch, but subbing takes way less work. Being a good dom takes a fuck ton of work, and I'm very lazy. So I'm a great dom, but I'm lazy. So sometimes it's just good for someone else to fuck your shit up. So been about half a year, 2/3 a year. Yeah.
What's a dom?
Dominant. Like,
Okay.
Dom sub, like in BDSM.
It's like a Domino's
like-
Pizza Subway scenario.
So
Who's
you're
going on top?
or like you're doing the work? or-
You're the
Who's
one
getting
who's in
stuff?
control.
Okay.
Consensually.
Okay.
Again, yeah.
And then the sub is, of course, okay.
Submissive, yes.
Okay.
He's getting smashed.
Yeah, Brian, why don't you give a crash course, like 1
Okay, so
minute plot synopsis
Let's
on
see it.
BDSM?
Okay,
Choking.
BDSM stands for like bondage, domination, sadomasochism, and it's basically consensually giving one person giving power to the other person. I mean, you can have multiple people. It gets just like sex and life in general. It can get very complicated. But the point is, it's basically exploring some of our darker or kinkier, weirder urges in the typical term is safe, sane, and consensual way. So, for example, there'll be a safe word. So if like you're tied up and getting whipped and it's too much, you can say a stereotypical cheesy safe word would be pineapple. And you say that and you can pause the scene and check in. And then, after everything's done, there'll be aftercare. And there's lots of different, it's related to so many different kinks. There's rope bondage. There's like more just like teasing and denial or edging or forced orgasms. There's all sorts of shit. There's something for everyone. But
Always something that is private.
yeah, so there's something for everyone, but it's, again, as you can imagine, there's a lot of like shitty like male doms, like, oh, I'm so tough, the sub needs to do whatever I want, you don't have any say in the situation. Basically a lot of toxicity that exists anyway can get amplified in BDSM if people aren't careful. So if I have one piece of advice, it's communication. Go on Reddit and ask questions. FetLife is kind of a shit show, but you can find like clothes on like people gathering to meet and have lunch together and just talk about stuff. But generally it's a fuck ton of fun, and it helps with like someone like me who I'm extremely sexually shy, and I later in this podcast will talk about how I purposely lost my virginity tied up. But yeah, it's fun. Go try it safely. Yeah.
Wait, so
Yes.
Chris told me, and I don't know if Chris has old information, that you're currently seeing 5 women. But Chris, did you mislead me?
Chris, that's bullshit.
I might have meant polyamorous, but I also had a car ride with Bryan where I learned a lot today. So I'm
You didn't actually
learning.
learn that much that you haven't. Like, we've had hangouts where you've learned more. Not like that. Jeez. No, I am not. The most people I was ever with at once was like 2 or 3, but I was with someone who had dissociative identity disorder. So that's kind of like, it was kind of like a 4-in-1 deal. But yeah, I'm weird. I have an interesting life, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, Brandon.
Yes.
So you're single, Brandon.
Yes.
You got a lady friend that you're kind of seeing? Have you been hooking up, or what's your situation?
Yeah, that's been the story, I guess, for the past 3-4 years. There was someone I was seeing kind of regular, but just a lot of up and downs and kind of, wishy-washy with the idea of commitment. So, if they're not on that level, why should I be on that level? No rush, really, but being a bachelor, does have its downsides, It's not really something I'm aiming towards anymore. It's been over for a minute, but it would be nice to find someone that's just, just my type, just right, and we can rock and roll our own stage together. That'd be nice. But right now, still just You know, the beach is nice.
Okay.
The weather is nice.
It is.
Got it.
Literally, it's a beautiful day.
I hooked up with somebody over the weekend in Vegas.
Nice.
Oh shit.
But before that, it's been, I think, like a month and a half. So
For how much, bro?
luckily, it was someone I met in the club.
Right on.
Nice.
So, how
But I
much?
had the option. It was free.
It was
Free 99.
okay. Got it.
He's excited. Look at that. You can see it.
What's up?
I know. He's like, his face is glowing. It's just-
Oh, that's the facial.
Love.
You know, yeah.
All right. So first question for the panel. This one's a light one. Condoms. Do you prefer sex with or without a condom? Real quick, just around the
Does
panel.
anybody prefer it with?
I don't think anybody prefers it with.
Ever. No.
I do want to mention that there is a female condom. I'm going to throw this out for my friend Denise because we just had a conversation about this. I don't like them, but they do exist.
I've never seen
It's
one
actually a
IRL.
vegan condoms now. I'm vegan. I advocate
That
for
is
that.
like the most like.
Wait, a
California
vegan? Hold on.
They're-
Vegan
yes,
condom. So you're
yes.
vegan.
I'm vegan.
I'm surprised you didn't let us know sooner.
No, that's the thing. No, but they're vegan condoms. So
Can you eat them?
I think you can.
You can't eat
Or at least
everything
I
that's
think-
non-vegan. That doesn't
You never know.
I don't
You
know.
can eat anything if you're not a coward.
Would you eat it?
That
if
is
it
a
was
good
flavored?
point, Brian.
That is true.
Good point. Okay, so so let me reframe my question here. Let's say first encounter, first time with a new guy.
Or girl.
Sure. You ask him if he has a condom, and Ezekiel, the guy you're hooking up with, pulls out one of these.
Oh shit! That's female
that's what you're
condom.
talking
Yeah.
A female condom.
Can you tilt it so?
Yeah.
Oh, can you open it?
Yeah.
I can't open it, but
This is
Wait,
what we're
wait.
Do
doing.
you need scissors or
not?
something?
so the
Why?
guy
Can we smell it?
you're hooking up pulls this out and he hands it to you. What would you do?
Pull out
YouTube
the
how to use
condom.
it.
I brought.
first.
I mean, I definitely try it because like how
Here,
often do you
Paisley,
like?
take a look at it. Oops.
Oh, if he throws it like that,
I
maybe
see it's
not.
lubricated.
Hold
it's
on.
definitely
There's
lubricated.
there's a instructions thing. Oh,
Is
Don't-
it illustrated?
It looks like one of those, you know, the period cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a diva cup.
It's a diva cup.
So, but you're hooking up with the guy, right?
But it'd
And
be
you
like the
hold on.
opposite.
You're hooking up with a guy, and he asks, or you ask,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's typical. Hey, do you have a condom? And he says yes, and he busts out the female condom.
It's very new agey.
What
I
do
would
you-
think that immediately. I'd be like, we have a lot more to talk about. I'm not against it. It's just that we'd have to stop, and I'd have to YouTube how to do this, and it won't work out as well as the traditional
I don't.
male ones.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no because I'm really like, if it's weird, I'm like, this is novelty. I'm kind of
this
down.
is-
Kind of
I'm
camp.
into
It's
it.
campy.
Yeah, it's
I
a
feel
story
like-
for later.
I feel like
Yeah.
condoms
That'd
are
be
for
fun.
the guys to like. You put that like.
Well, I
you know
feel
what
like-
I mean? Like it's a lot of work.
Just come prepared.
That's a lot of
Or
work.
say no. Like we could do this later when I'm prepared and I have something for you.
It's an activity. It's
I think we
bonding.
should
But
all
for
take
trying.
Would you
responsibility.
consider? Would you consider that men? Would you consider that being romantic? Bringing
Would
a
you
female?
like to enter
That's
this?
romantic as
Is that
fuck.
romantic?
Oh,
Condoms
so
are
romantic.
Brian with an
I feel
eye.
like
Would
just
you
because it's
enter
a female
this?
condom, it's like a guy saying, "See, I'm
Would you?
considering you."
Will I what?
Okay, you bring a girl home. She's such a babe, super hot.
Hottest chick ever.
You're so nervous, so nervous. You can barely hold it
guy
together.
doesn't get
She brings this out, and she's like,
Oh, she brings that.
yeah, she's
no,
like,
I
hey,
bring.
like this is what I like.
I'm gonna switch.
Would you like to do this?
Sure, I would do it.
I feel like guys would think that's foreplay. Like,
I
let me
feel like-
put it in there for
Wait,
you.
guys do
But-
foreplay?
It's coming out.
What?
Someone's getting pregnant.
Listen,
I don't feel like this is that secure. I don't know.
just feel like it's.
Don't
it
knock it
seems
till
like
you
it's
try
too
it.
big. Like, it's
Oh,
just
the
a-
instructions
girth
are
is
so
huge.
fun. Here,
It's huge.
AJ, you've got to see the
Why can't we open
instructions.
it?
Wow, I feel like
Wait, why can't we open it?
Yeah.
because this
Is
is
it
on
your only
YouTube.
one?
pink hair loses.
You've got more?
Yeah, it looks like a reputable brand.
Question for
It
the
is
vegan.
very
Pissante.
reputable.
Oh, yes.
Wait, I have a question.
Troja doesn't make those?
I'm vegan. Question for the vegan. If you meet someone who hates
Well,
on vegans,
let's over here. Let's get the reaction from over here. Brandon, thoughts on that?
Thoughts on this or
On the- on
or
the- on the
protection
female
in
condom.
general? I don't know, bro. I've never seen one. That's looks like it covers a lot of area in there. Pretty self-explanatory. No words needed. Just six photos. So if you
Yeah.
could follow the 6 photos just right, you should probably
I
secure
don't
it.
think those are photos. Those are
Hold on.
illustrations.
Sorry, I have a
The other
question.
illustration.
Does it,
Tomato.
does it go in all the way? Sorry. Can I see that? I'm sorry.
Can we just open it
No,
already?
we
Sorry.
can't open it.
can't.
We must keep it intact.
Can't open it and blur it.
Oh,
Live
it
blur
use
goes
it for
all the way
later?
on the
Yeah.
outside of it.
Keep it
I thought it
pure.
was like a diva cup that's like invisible.
No,
it's
no,
like,
it's
it's
No,
like a bag.
it's just like a condom, but
But the other
bigger.
way.
The diameter's huge.
Oh, I would rather do
Huge.
like
There's
a
gonna
diva
be
cup.
such a funny sound effect.
I feel like it is.
Oh, like sex didn't have enough of those.
Unsuction when you take it out.
It's gonna feel like grocery bag just the whole time.
Now,
I-
but going back to my hypothetical scenario where you're hooking up with Ezekiel and he busts it out when you ask for the condom, do you think that's a baller move?
Baller?
Baller,
wouldn't
like
say
that's the most
baller.
gangster shit you've ever seen.
I would
No.
not describe a
Pretty
female
cool, actually.
like. Yeah,
Would
I would
you-
be. I would be like, yeah. Where did you get that?
Would you
like,
think it's
what-
funny,
I
Yeah,
would think
no,
it's funny. I think it's
I
funny.
would
I
laugh.
think it's funny.
guys?
But not in a bad
Definitely
way, right?
not
Yes.
a baller move.
I
Not
wouldn't
Brandon,
describe
not a
it as
baller.
No balls.
Gangster,
I-
really?
It is
Oh,
a baller
that's-
You're
move.
carrying that
I know you
around
got to
all
pay
day.
extra for this.
You know
Like,
I
that
feel like
Planned Parenthood, you get them for free.
okay. Here's what I think.
Toss them left and right.
If you
I'll
have
take it
one of
back
those,
now.
you might as well be like, hey, so I have both types of condoms. What do you prefer? And then you're getting
That's
the
baller.
hey, you're a gentleman point as well.
And the
I
next
agree.
thing you know, they're not even thinking about sex anymore. Just like these big plastic jackets you're trying to throw up over something or inside something.
And that's how you end up with a latex fetish, which
Yeah.
I don't know from experience, to be clear.
There you go.
he does.
No, I
Yes.
don't. Look, I am very open. I have not really done that. I'd like to try, but yeah.
Used a condom? You've never used a condom?
No, done like latex stuff, like beyond condoms.
Oh,
I've
you mean
used
like
condoms.
clothing?
Yeah.
Latex clothing.
Yeah, because he's talking about like throwing jackets up everywhere while having sex or something.
It was a metaphor.
Okay.
Do you like to be? You said you like your switch, so you like to sometimes be sub.
Yes.
Are we talking dominatrix here? Like
We're
full
I have
black
subbed to men and women,
to men and women.
and
Okay.
both penis havers and vagina havers. I'm a queer communist, so I know lots of trans people too.
okay.
And a brony.
A queer communist brony,
Yes.
polyamorous.
Oh yeah, no, I apologize for
ADHD.
overshadowing everyone else here for being weird.
You're not weird.
No, you're a legend.
No, I am very
You
weird,
are a legend,
but it's okay.
sir.
Weird isn't inherently bad.
Weird is good.
It's a show of variety, right?
Oh my
right?
gosh, my friend
yeah, it's
showed
a
up. Hi,
variety.
Chris.
So I think Easy E said it best as far as the female condom goes. Real motherfucking G's would do that. I think.
Did he really say that?
I think it was in his song, one of his songs.
In reference to female condoms?
Female condoms, I think so.
I thought that was a Gandhi
I got
quote.
a bone to pick with condom makers and stuff.
Let's
you
hear
know. Personally, I don't like them, and I don't like them for a reason, and I'll just be honest. They make them in a certain shape.
What?
Not all men are shaped the shape of a condom.
You're snitching on yourself,
Some men
Brandon.
are thicker at the base than they are at the helmet.
Sloping.
And they don't make condoms to really. They make them backwards for men like that. So,
Not yet.
So to Trojan, to Skin, can you please, for Brandon, make
Yeah.
a condom that's thicker at the base and not so much at the head, please?
You know what? We're
Mad
going to
respect.
start a change.org petition, and hopefully we
I
can.
feel like this is Shark Tank.
Tie that in with labia.
Shark Tank.
awareness.
Oh, right, the labia,
Labia
awareness.
awareness, tie that in,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I forgot to shout out my nonprofit at the beginning of the show, but is Chris? Can you pull it up, Chris? You think?
Can we do like a labia sign? Can we like maybe make like a?
So you'd have to go.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah, so Chris, you'd have to go into the. Don't turn it to the window yet, but you'd have to open up the folder, and then you're going to go to under Dropbox,
These comments are great.
and then I believe, Chris, it might be too hard.
Daniel, I'm very,
So it's
very
in the
slightly above
podcast
average to
folder,
answer your
Chris.
question.
And then you'd you're gonna have to.
Read the comment.
Do you
Daniel
know?
thinks I'm
Do you know how to
hanging
drag it
dumb.
into the URL though?
Yes, I can just drop it.
Do you remember how to do that?
Yeah, so I'm here in the Dropbox. OBS podcast.
Okay, talk about being poly for like 30 seconds.
So basically, I was a virgin until age 27. I'm 30 now. I was a good Christian boy growing up, so my high school girlfriend wanted to have sex, but I didn't. I wanted to wait for marriage, so we just like dry humped or whatever. So then I'm very shy and whatnot, believe it or not. So it took a while till I finally did. So once I did, it was with this polyamorous dude. And I was just like, I've never really thought about it, but, I'm a socialist or communist. I like sharing. I like love. I like, building a better world that's connected. I'm like, I have no problem with like, sharing a person. It's like, yeah, more, the more the merrier. I also have a hard time like making hard decisions or saying no and whatnot. And so that avoids that. The problem is that I'm dysfunctional. And so I have a hard time like keeping up a relationship with multiple people. That's why I'm single right now, because my boyfriend and girlfriend dumped me about a year ago within a couple weeks of each other. We're still great. I'm great friends with both, but you have to put in the work, and I was not putting in the work. But if you're good with open communication and honest and upfront and not using it as an excuse for cheating. You can't just go cheating with someone and say, hey babe, I'm poly, don't you understand? You need to discuss that stuff up front. And even if you are poly, if you're some partners will be like, hey, go do your thing, I don't need to know. Others will be like, just like, hey, you should tell me, but don't give me the details. That stuff you have to communicate. A regular relationship, you have to communicate a ton. Poly is just like times 3. So it's not an excuse to not take care of your shit, but it's fun. I like being with lots of people. I like experiencing things. So
okay, we're gonna pull up my nonprofit here. Go ahead, Chris.
Let's move to some social issues.
Yeah, I forgot to do this during the introduction. So guys, please support my nonprofit, the American Network Against Labiaplasty, or anal for short.
Oh, that's good. Solid.
Wait,
have you made merch?
It's in the works. Actually, no, we do have merch with the logo. Oh. So we empower women who may feel self-conscious or insecure about their labia. It's a grassroots movement. Really, it's the most pressing issue of our time. I want to live in a world where women do not feel obliged to undergo dangerous and unnecessary surgery and mutilate themselves for purely cosmetic reasons.
Let those flaps
So please
fly.
support my nonprofit organization. Chris, you can go ahead and bring it back here.
Are you speaking from the heart, from experience?
From the what? Wait, what do you mean?
Like, did you do this? Is this why you're so passionate?
Did I have a labiaplasty?
Yeah, did you have a labiaplasty?
Are you actually a trans man?
I was born male.
Okay.
I don't know what the parlance is.
You really inspired me to create a foundation of myself to help men keep their erectile dysfunction. I feel like God gave you the greatest gift ever, and that's put your dick down for peace.
Wait till you hear about chastity cages.
Oh, while we're at it, we should do another one where it's penis enlarger for those who are a little too scared of having a short penis limited with it. Or maybe like we do a penis smaller program, like sometimes some guys have too big of dicks.
That is true.
Bring it back down,
It
get
is
that
rough sometimes.
Yeah. Go down to 6 inches,
Sure, more than sometimes.
Okay, yeah, American. Apparently my nonprofit's in the chat. American Network Against Labiaplasty. # AllLabiaMatter. Solidarity. Okay.
And I agree with the comment about anti-circumcision. Yeah, Iceland actually did, I believe, ban circumcision.
Iceland is based?
Yeah.
Iceland is based, yeah. Actually, that's kind of an interesting segue. So, thoughts on circumcision?
I think it's good.
It's good. I guess let me frame it a bit differently. Do you have a preference for a male partner? Do you have a preference for someone who's circumcised or uncircumcised? Let's start with Paisley.
No, I don't have a preference. I grew up in an Asian area, so it's not just a standard like everybody gets circumcised. So like I grew up kind of used to it.
What Asian area? So like Guangdong? What?
No, I grew up in San Gabriel Valley. So 90% of people around me
California.
are Chinese. Yeah,
okay,
in
got it.
California, like right. Not here. We're not in LA, but I grew up around guys that were circumcised and not circumcised. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. There's kind of perks to both.
Wait, you grew up around That's
How did you
that's a
know?
bit of a questionable statement, but okay.
What?
So,
How did
In
you
the
know?
hood versus the hood off.
well, okay.
You just grew up in a neighborhood where everyone was circumcised, and that's all. Like,
Me?
I
yeah,
mean,
like,
No,
how is
but
it like?
saying you grew up, growing up.
How
Do
did
you
you
see
know?
where
but
I'm
how
getting
is
at?
that wrong? Like,
Let's say
I think he's saying, how did you know that they were? You grew up
You
around.
you
that.
just
no,
were
like
you
these are
in
just
the
people.
I had
boys-
boyfriends in high school.
Okay,
And
fair.
so when you have boyfriends in high school, you kind of come across both. But yeah, it
Okay.
never shocked me, like it might for some people who've like never seen one, and then they're just like, what the fuck? So
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, well, when I was in a space where I was intimate with my partners, I've encountered both circumcised and uncircumcised, and I prefer circumcised. Just a lot of things I didn't want to see with the person that was not circumcised. It's a lot of pre-cleaning that you need to do, and it wasn't very enjoyable for me at the time.
they weren't pre-cleaning ahead of time.
Well, they should have been. That's why we are
Oh.
no longer together. That wasn't a great experience for me.
Sorry. That sounds
Yeah.
horrible and
Sad.
gross.
Very gross.
I guess the real villain on uncircumcision is really cleanliness. I mean,
That's right.
if men were cleaner, maybe we wouldn't even have this conversation. That's crazy, you know? Like if you actually washed your bodies and like took care of that, people might accept your uncircumcised penis. That's wild. That's easy. Yeah.
Actually, that's been debunked. Like someone who is non-circumcised can be totally hygienic and clean and
Exactly.
observe good
That's
hygiene.
what I'm saying. If they clean their dicks,
But
we
so you
wouldn't
think
have
it-
this,
you
this
think it's
conversation. Like
but-
you should just be cleaning your penises
Anyway.
anyways, you know?
Well-
That's where I'm going at. Like
Well,
if-
sure.
But that's the issue. A lot of guys don't clean up their
But
dicks.
so do you think it's warranted to mutilate newborn babies
I'm just saying
for
we
cleanliness reasons?
No, I'm just saying at this point in this conversation, we wouldn't have it if adult men cleaned up their dicks. So maybe for
Wait,
the
what?
future.
Well,
But-
a
but
lot
what
of people
does-
do it for religious
It-
Of
reasons.
course, and that's that.
It mainly started
correct.
because they wanted to deter boys from masturbating.
That
And
too.
Well,
That
there we
turned out
go.
as like not to work at all.
You guys are crazy. You
Same-
guys know where circumcision came from in history? Do you know where it
Oh,
came
Jesus.
from and
Yeah.
where it started?
Oh, Jesus.
And the whole religious doctrine that's tied to circumcision.
Please tell us.
Let's not.
Does anybody
wait,
does anybody
wait.
care to?
I would
What-
love to hear
Brand,
you.
I'm not sure if we should shoot shots at any religions.
Oh, we're not shooting shots.
I
I,
think
mean,
it's
it's
information.
history, right? I mean, where did
I
does
mean,
anybody know where
I-
the idea came
Yeah,
from?
I don't-
it was a covenant from God
That's
in the
right.
Jewish faith.
Okay.
So what people were they?
Jewish, and then it got
Okay.
passed
There was
on
no-
to
Hold on.
Christian.
There was no Jewish back
Okay,
then.
we're not going to talk
It
religion.
was a Canaanite custom that came from Phoenicia,
We're not
and it
gonna.
has to do with sacrifice.
I'm
You
okay with
started
talking
it.
about
It ties
this.
in with
started
Molech,
it.
the worship of Molech. It goes all the way forward into modern Jerusalem and anything Jerusalem does
Praise
or
Molech.
Israel,
How do you
America
feel?
does.
How do you personally feel about it? It's like you're not.
I had no choice. Mine was snipped without my knowledge.
As
So,
most
you know,
men.
but if you think about other parts in the country, it's really not that popular. It's popular in America and it's popular some places in Europe and in Israel. Other than that, you go to Mexico, if you grew up around a lot of, Mexican, Hispanic kids, they don't, it's full beanie. You know what I'm saying?
Chris,
So-
that's a block, not a timeout.
Well, women appreciate the fact. Well, I can say there are some women who appreciate the fact that you guys are circumcised. So, kudos to your moms and dad for making that decision. There are some people who do enjoy uncircumcised. So I don't know what you guys are working with, but don't feel bad about it. But I'm definitely team circumcised.
I've seen some gross circumcised penises, so I wouldn't
Wait.
say that's.
You've seen some.
Yeah.
Wait, so you mean like in a romantic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait, so you're bi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Let me do a quick shout out really quick. So we have a member who joined, Landon GNF. Dude, thank you, man, for becoming a member. I want to see you in the chat. You get a cool little icon next to your name. So let's see you in the chat, man. Thank you, Landon. Really appreciate the support. And
And
we
we have
have
a
one
super
super
chat,
chat
yeah.
really quick that I'm going to pull up too.
Ooh,
I
I've
think-
been studying this sort of thing.
Or we have two super chats. I think I got to pull up here.
Both
okay.
from Mr. Krug.
Yeah, I got it. You stay live, Chris. Stephen Krug, good to see you again, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It seems like the general population is treating sex only like a fun thing to do and ignoring its evolutionary purpose. hello population collapse.
Do you think there's not enough humans? Like, if there were like a few million humans on the entire Earth, maybe, but there's like 8 billion of us, I don't think that's a thing we need to worry about anytime soon.
I agree with that statement. I actually have a different belief system. I believe that the human race should just fall down and die.
As a cat.
Yes. Honestly, we've seen dinosaurs. We've seen biblical floods, if you may. What makes you think that the human race is supposed to live forever? We should be allowed to die and pass on to whatever we believe in, whether it's a heaven or nirvana or going into space. We're all energy, really. So why do we want to be stuck here so badly? And why do we want to create a world that's horrible? No matter what you do, shit's going to suck. Either you work on a farm or you work in a city. Do you really want to do that forever? You want to keep doing that? Or do you want to help the planet move on? You know, there's going to be a whole nother system that comes down that might be better.
Help the planet.
So helping the planet move on is mass suicide because life sucks?
Mass not reproducing. That's
Not
different.
reproducing. I think suicide's a whole different
So
subject.
not reproduce, just chill, everybody masturbate, and then little by little the population will get to a point where we're able to procreate again?
No, let's just end the race. I mean, why do we have to keep doing
What's
it?
the term for that
Well,
again?
like I said,
forgot.
I mean, if that's the objective,
suicide
we should all
killing
just
yourself.
Jim Jones cocktails right now and just die.
Well, no.
If you want to do that, I'm also okay with that. Like, we weren't given the
I'm-
choice to be born here.
Please
If
don't
you
I want to
wanna-
live. I love
That's
life.
good. That's your choice. But
You know?
if I had a point where I want to die, that should be okay, and that should be produced legally.
But why would you want the whole world to die because you feel that way?
It
Well,
does. It's
There's a difference between dying and
Well, hold on.
not creating new life.
It's her point. It's her point.
It's true. Killing yourself and not reproducing isn't the same thing.
But you seem like you're happy about life, like you're a happy person. You don't strike me as someone who's like, fuck, life just sucks. Why don't we all
Well,
just
yeah,
die?
but that's just the
Well,
surface.
you just met me for 5 minutes,
Okay.
and now I'm starting to speak my mind and saying the things that I believe in.
Plus,
just
she
'cause
has 9 lives.
Curveball right there.
Plus, because I smile, oh my God, everyone, everything's so great. Look at this. I can fake it. It's a beautiful thing that most people do in this world. Believe it or not, a lot of people aren't happy, even though they're smiling. You think that person at In-N-Out wants to be happy and smiling? They're thinking about, shit, I have to pay rent. You know, I have to go pay my bills. I have an animal at home I have to go take care of. There's all these different things that...
I'm not filled with joy 24/7, but I don't want to die.
Well, that's you. And
know?
you are not every single person in this world.
Agreed.
I am not every single person in this world. But there are some people that want different things from you. That's it.
This is now a philosophy podcast.
It's got real dark.
I never got to give my answer.
Oh, what's your?
My
I don't
answer is
even
no,
know.
no preference.
Thank you for that
You're welcome.
You're very,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
thoughtful.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Based
Can I give an
Calista.
answer too?
Yes, go ahead.
So I am circumcised. I'm probably, if I have kids, and that's a mighty big if. I mean, you've seen me. I wouldn't force it upon them, but I don't feel like it's like a ginormous deal. Except obviously botched ones suck majorly, but like it's not like female circumcision, which is much more like genital mutilation, for example.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, do we have Rolo Tomasi in the chat? Is this actually? I can't tell. Hold on. Whoa, we've gotten way too many.
The rational male, your mom is a mental illness.
Who said
Did somebody
that?
block?
Oh,
I don't know. Wait, I don't see his comment though. Anyways, Brandon, any takes on this?
What's that? Is there a comment?
Brandon or AJ?
About,
Brandon?
I think this. Oh no, we already talked about. Okay, super chat. Sorry, guys.
This is
I
definitely one of my more.
I want to talk about something.
So, okay, we got a super chat here. Let me just get this one here.
He's got donors.
Oh, I think I missed this one.
nuts.
It's the money.
They're paying for this.
Yeah, they're paying for this.
Stephen Krug, $5 super chat. Okay, I got a sub in here from Mike Davis. Roast skills. Cat lady is a man hater. You attract what you expect. Cat lady expects bad men, attracts bad men. Stephen Krug, thank you for the $5 super chat. Cat lady, would you like to? His words, not mine. Would you like to? Hey Bryan, can you reach into there? There's a little closet underneath. No, right there. You'll see it. A little.
What do you want? From
What
me?
do you want? I'm
Under-
not reaching into the sex doll.
Calista, do you see what?
crotch.
do you
Love
see-
doll.
There's
You're
like
asking for the baby?
no. if
The juice pack?
no, there's a little drawer.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then there's a bag in there.
Oh my gosh, there is.
Just grab the bag.
Honey, would you
Clo-
like? No.
Maybe some
pass
people
it to me.
can do a super like.
Can you just close that
Bryan,
then?
I feel like you could really kill this.
This is for. Hold on, I got a little something else for you here. What? Hold on.
I hope he only plays 10 seconds of that song. It might be copyrighted.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a legit good point.
It's all right. It's fair use.
I
somehow.
remember.
Okay.
My Little Pony parody of Hotel
don't.
California get copyright
Please
struck.
don't.
Sorry,
and I'm
guys.
Like, no,
we're doing it live.
I mean, that just makes me want to do it more.
Okay, super chat here from Stephen Krug, $10 super chat. Cat lady, I used to have a similar mindset as you when I was 23. Yes, the world is effed up, but life becomes very fun when you work towards building the future you want to see. Find purposeful work. $10 super chat from Stephen Krug. Stephen, good to see you again, man. Thank you for the continued support week after week. Do you have a response to Mr. Stephen?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want me to change my mind, please help me and follow Magic Meows. It's MAJICMEWS. It is my cannabis company, so that's part of my purposeful work. Feel free to go there. We do events in LA. We have one thing called Meow at the Moon where we gather together and meow. There's music, there's dancing.
I'm apparently on the next one, right?
Yeah, you're coming on, Bryan. I mean, Bryan's a lively guy,
play
so
piano,
he's
yeah.
going to play piano, do some cat parody things. So, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Also, spay, neuter your animals.
Yes.
We don't want to overpopulate because we can't take care of every single creature out there, nor do we choose to. There's not even a cat in this studio, like, other than me, and that's not cool. Like, we need a support animal in here. There's not a dog, a turtle, a lizard, anything in this studio.
I mean,
Okay. So, I do
you have
not-
some dating questions?
Yeah. I'm trying to bring it back here to dating. So, trying, guys. I'm trying.
Damn.
Do
what
you
a
think
shitty
it's
host.
do you think it's wrong for a guy to break up with a girl if she, and this is sort of related to our discussion on condoms. Do you think it's wrong for a guy to break up with a girl if she isn't willing to be on birth control or have sex without a condom? Paisley.
All right. The first part, yeah, if she's not on birth control. Is
Do
that
you think
what
it's
it was?
wrong for a guy to break up with a girl if she isn't willing to be on birth control or
No,
have sex without
I
a
think
condom?
it's okay for that. And then when it comes to sex without a condom, I mean, it depends. How long have you been dating, right? If it's been like a year or even less than that, 6 months to a year, and you're exclusive and you're serious and it's a conversation
Getting
that
tested
you
and
have.
having the results?
Yeah, it just depends how you do it. If it's like date 2 and she's like, nah, he's like, fuck off, that's different, right? But I think that, yeah, every couple deserves to have the opportunity to do that. I know guys that have slept with a girl for 7 years still use condoms. And I know people who don't do that. So, yes, he can break up with her.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like if a guy wants to break up with a girl because she's not on birth control, I mean, I think he's being responsible. We need a lot of more responsible conversations with that. So I think that's okay. And if
No, the comments.
Yeah, so I feel like if he also like doesn't want to be with a girl because, you know, he wants to raw dog, so to say, I mean, that's his opinion. I mean, and it's okay for the girl actually to not, you know, agree with that and go their separate ways. So I agree.
I agree. Everyone should have a right to break up for whatever reason, no matter how big or small or what you think about it. It's important about your reaction. I think as a person, I think at the end of the day, if you're not comfortable with something, then, you know, you walk away or you work with it. It could be said the same if you're dating someone for a long time and you're like, hey, I want you to get a vasectomy because I don't want to be on birth control, because birth control is hormones. And you think I'm upset and crazy because I'm taking hormones? Well, maybe I should go off them, and maybe I'm much more calm, and you can just get your little snipper. You don't even have to do surgery. They just go up right behind there and twist and turn and pop it out.
I'm really looking forward to male birth control is like pretty far along in clinical trials, so that'll
good.
hopefully start coming out soon.
That's really good.
Wait, what is?
Male birth control.
Are you talking about Rizug or Vasogel?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the details because I have shit memory, but I know that is a thing. And I tried to get into a clinical trial for one, but like, since it was a long distance relationship, but I wasn't able to, which makes sense.
Okay. Brandon.
I think
Oh.
It's cool. I'm just
I
here to
mean,
vibe. It's fine.
We do have
You gotta
another
just
lady.
come in because I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I mean, as the host.
Yeah, my
I
answer is
mean.
I feel like if you just talk about it with your partner, it's totally okay to break up over something if you don't both consent to it. So
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, I agree.
But talk.
I wonder
Just
how
talk
to-
about
Yeah,
it.
all right.
I would give the same answer. It's all about communication. You know, if
Yeah.
you like this person enough to where you're going to be patient with their preferences, then you know, hang on for a minute. If not, and you got to be with someone where you can just have sex the way you want it, then you got to do what you got to do.
I wonder how that breakup will look though. Just like,
Yeah.
Depends how old you are.
yeah.
I've
Say
been
what?
with people that.
Yeah.
like,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
or I've been with people that like say like, hey, I don't want you to wear a condom, and I'm like, sorry, I'd rather wear a condom, and we haven't had sex because they didn't want me to wear a condom. You know, I'm just kind of a germaphobe, so it's easier for me to wear a condom.
But that's totally valid too, as
Yeah.
we've all talked about. It's what you feel comfortable with.
This is not gonna work.
However, there is more germs passing orally if you're kissing somebody than if you're actually, you know, a lot more germs go on up here. You brush your teeth every day. There's blood, more abrasions in the gums. So, you know, if you're splitting hairs,
That's fair.
If we really want to get into the meaty, I just don't like the
Meat.
smell on my dick. Sorry.
Are you smelling your dick?
honest.
Wait, what?
It's just the situations like.
She's
if you-
not clean.
Yeah, I know. Or he. So
Yeah,
it's like,
or he.
Yeah, you just
Wait.
like,
Huh?
So you prefer to use a condom? is-
Absolutely.
Is what you're saying?
100%. Especially if I'm just meeting the person.
Can I sidetrack? I feel like the Trader Joe's produce bags would make excellent condoms.
The fuck?
You guys ever gone to Trader Joe's?
because they are that thin, right?
They're really thin and
They are
they're
that
soft and velvety. I don't know. I've never done it, but like I just feel, or a dental dam.
I'm sure
you
somebody
know?
has tried.
So I've never
It's
actually
probably
seen a
been
dental
tried.
dam. I hear the term. I've never seen one.
You can just make dental dam with saran wrap. Really, it's just.
He's looking interested.
That's
You're gonna
DIYs.
try it.
Sounds fun.
Well,
Brian, when's the last time you had a group this weird?
This is by far the weirdest group I've had, I'd say, so far. So we can ask the chat what they think too. But
Oh yeah.
it's good. It's good, you know. So okay, bringing it kind of back. Well, we were talking about dating. What is your biggest frustration when it comes to dating? And I know you. I mean, you're married for 3 years now. But if you can remember back in the day when you were a wild buck roaming the
Wouldn't
fields.
that be a wild doe?
I don't know. I'll be
You know, when
honest.
you were-
I never had like a really frustrating time just because I was like, I wasn't out there like having fun at the bars and like meeting a bunch of people. I kind of like went slowly through getting to know people really well because I was kind of afraid, like, this is gonna sound super weird, but I was afraid of dudes at bars. I thought they were gonna like fucking kill me.
That's not weird.
I was like, I don't know you, you're a stranger. So I just kind of like, I get to know people. If I like them as a person, if they treat other people really well, then like we'll date. So I didn't really have to.
Who on this panel would give you that vibe?
Which vibe? Serial killer vibe?
But that's the thing you don't know.
all four.
Kiki.
All four.
could be
Different
anybody.
reasons, but all four for sure.
You
Yeah.
never know. I know it's
That's-
irrational, but
No, that's the thing.
was
Unfortunately, we live in a world where, yeah, some women are creepy serial killers, but a lot more men are. It's unfortunate.
Or just serial killers. They have to be creepy. I mean, if you're a serial killer, you're kind of creepy already,
No, you
right?
could
Yeah.
be anything.
Creepy
if you're a
serial
serial
killers,
killer.
like
You don't have to
Redundant?
be creepy.
You know, there's
Well, I don't know. I've heard so much thirsting over like Ted Bundy.
yeah, there's some
Like,
charm.
creepy is a hard handle to deal with, and then serial killer, it's like
That's easier.
Right, yeah.
It's not as damning of a label.
Tamara.
The most frustrating thing about dating
Yeah.
is communication. Like, I think guys do, I'm tricking on the guys. I think guys do a really good job of just, I've encountered guys do a really good job about just miscommunicating, or just like guys really want to get score, whatever that score may be, marriage, relationship, the bed, sex. And guys are really say what they have to say to get it, which is cool. But then it's frustrating because usually some guys are not, they'll say that they want a relationship, but they don't. And so I find that miscommunication and communication in general is very frustrating in dating. being able to say, this is what I want, the person say, this is what I want, but be able to put that work in. So that's my little 2 cents.
Wants and needs.
Wants and needs. I love it.
Why, hello. There's a lot of thought about it. And honestly, I think I'm just a bit odd. And I think finding connections with people is a bit. And it's that, like, there's so many things I don't want to deal with, and that it's a lot of the generation, or the, population and the generation. There's just things about people I just don't care for, and it's very hard to find people that you jive for. I think it's the connection. I guess to simplify it, it would be finding connections.
Carlo, I've played multiple serial killers in acting stuff because I do look like a creepy dude. So
well,
yes.
Get your money. If it works for you, it's good for you. Yeah, get the bag. Yeah,
but I'm running out of facial hair combos.
Yeah. I mean, you got one.
Okay, Calista.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people aren't sure what they want, and I do mean that, like, for men and women. Like, sometimes people are like, I want to be in a relationship, but they're more like about the romanticized idea of being in a relationship rather than like genuinely having a partner. So I feel like people just aren't sure what it means or what they want out of it.
We have a comment here from Junior Soprano of, I believe he's the boss of the DeMio crime family.
Oh my God.
These girls never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Who the fuck?
Do you guys want to
I
respond?
ran 2 marathons.
I mean,
really?
Yeah.
I'm more of a computer girl.
Ladies, Paisley, do you want to respond to Mr. Soprano?
Junior Soprano, have you ran a marathon?
Sorry, I was going to. There's a comment that said pink-haired girls only here because they said that there was food.
Yeah, that was something we asked
amazing.
on the way.
I took a picture of it, but I don't really have anything to say to that. What does that mean?
These girls never had the makings of a varsity.
Does that mean like dated?
I think he
I just don't think any
has
of us could have
dementia.
ever been.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's true.
I think
that
he's
too.
saying that y'all aren't like evolutionarily gifted or something, but it's like, again, you ran marathons. That's legit fucking impressive.
Thank you.
That sounds worse than what I read. I'm sorry.
I personally like the comment that like the girls are very diverse. There's a black woman, a Asian woman, a white woman, and a furry.
There was a comment that this is like an average school table in California, and it's true because me and Calista actually went to school together.
We did. Yeah, actually, we went to school together too. You just forgot me.
We went to school together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I smoke a lot of weed.
With the camera guy too.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. Bryan, what is your biggest frustration when it comes to dating?
So on OkCupid, I've sent several thousand messages, and I've only had...
You want to change the angle, Chris?
Yeah, come on, Chris. Get your fucking shit together. Jeez. On OkCupid, I've like sent several thousand messages, and I've only ever had one connection, and it was with Cuddle Buddy, and she was actually looking for dance partners because she's a ballroom dancer, which I thought was really cool. And I've been to a few dances. I can't dance for shit, but it's a fun time. So for me, it's that. So women are looking for good connections, and they just get hundreds of messages from fuckboys. Men, basically it's women get too many shit messages, men get not enough anything messages, and so that makes it really hard. My experience, most of my relationships have come from either Facebook, or a few came from one long-term-ish one, and a few just like casual get-togethers came from the Orange County Socialist Party. I've been trying to meet people on Reddit. So basically areas where you like talk with people with similar interests seem to be better than dating groups. But my problem is, as you can tell, my first impressions are I'm not that attractive and I'm kind of a hot mess. When people get to know me, they're like, oh, this guy's pretty cool, he's just weird. But like, it's hard to get to know people on dating apps, which are very much a first impression thing. I haven't gotten that many messages, like extremely rare, so.
Yeah, dating apps, I feel like it's easy to read. I mean, because when people, like, of course you have to take time to know people, but you could just read.
But I never get to that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like dating apps. I think they're fun.
Ron, I mean,
Dating,
it's very hard.
Bryan, I know, Bryan, we've been having kind of a bit of a back and forth, but I do suspect that for the average man on a dating app, it's incredibly difficult. Can you talk a little bit about what your experience has been briefly on dating apps? It sounds like you get no message or very few messages, very few likes. Why don't you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, well, again, I'm not just, as I understand, ladies on dating apps, do you get a lot of like one-line messages like, hey, sup?
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
paragraphs.
No?
Picture of a penis.
Yeah. So I'm sending I'm reading their profile, finding something interesting to talk about, and sending a decent 4 or 5 line intro, and it just never leads anywhere because it's, for whatever reason, I've, again, probably send about 200 messages for every response I actually get, and only a few of those have led to anything, only one which led to actually meeting in person. So it's just, it feels like a colossal waste of time, and you see all these awesome seeming people, usually women. I'm pansexual, but I'm closer to hetero flexible, and it never goes anywhere. It feels like a waste of time versus if you're trying to meet, again, I finally dived into Reddit about half a year ago. I've been avoiding it because it's a time suck. And there, if you're trying to meet people with similar interests, they're already people go there with less of a, more willing to let their guard down a bit, and more willing to communicate.
Let me ask you a question. So do you think your lack of success on dating apps, do you think you're shooting shots out of your league? Or
I'm sure I am somewhat.
But would you say, of the women that you are genuinely trying to pursue that are on the dating apps, would you say that they're about your looks equivalent?
Probably.
Let's say.
But again, dating apps are very visual and very on the surface, and I'm, on paper, I am not a very good catch. Maybe in person I'm not a good catch either, but at least if people get to know me, if we're chatting at a party or whatever, again, people seem to love me in person. I'm here. Chris, do you think I'm cool?
I love you, Bryan.
Oh, I love you too. So people think I'm cool in person, but you just don't get that connection until you get pretty deep into talking with someone on a dating app.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. Do you think that your female looks equivalent, so a girl who is commensurate to you in looks, do you think that she's getting a lot more success on dating apps than you are?
No, but I think she's getting more messages, but those messages, again, are going to be mostly shit.
But even that is to some degree a form of more success than you. She's getting messages, at least. She's getting matches.
That's quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would definitely say that when it comes to dating apps, unless you're top tier guy, you're going to struggle.
Get fit, it will help. I agree. I have lost about 30 pounds over the last year, but that's mostly due to drugs.
Well,
What?
But
what drugs?
weighing less would
Cocaine?
help. More amphetamines. I have ADHD,
What?
so it's not really a
So
jump.
methamphetamine?
Methamphetamine sometimes, but also just ADHD medication.
Do you smoke it?
No, I just take it
Pill?
orally.
A pill?
No, just
Is it prescribed?
Well,
Can't
my
you get it-
ADHD meds are prescribed, and then if I want extra spiciness, then I go and find other stuff.
Do you eat meth?
Yes. But I've learned I don't get addicted as much as most people because I have zero executive functioning skills. That's why I'm such a loser. So it's impossible for me to get my shit done, but it's also impossible for me to get addicted to stuff once it's out of my body. So I
Right
can
on.
do 2 weeks of a meth binge and then be fine like I did now. I'm clean right now, but I had a bunch last week.
Little meth is a treat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little cake pop.
What?
Yeah, just a
And
little
are
bit.
you doing other drugs too, or is it just the
Occasionally,
meth?
like LSD. That's the one thing. I don't like smoke in my lungs, so I don't really smoke marijuana. I occasionally have edibles, but it makes me more creative and think and make connections with stuff, and helps with overnight delivery driving. Please don't watch my overnight delivery driving job. ADHD. It's wild. I'm kind of a shit show, but I feel like my creativity and my just thinking about stuff is one of my strongest traits. So It helps with that. Most of my songwriting has come at like 3 in the morning when I'm like, you know.
Do you have that on your dating profile? Any of that?
That I use drugs, yes.
The meth bit?
Not the meth
Okay.
bit, but that I use drugs, yes.
I
Most
feel-
of them are psychedelics.
I
but-
feel
you
like Brian's
state-
very honest about what he does.
Yes,
So
I like the honesty.
upfront.
But maybe that, I mean, you'll be surprised. Like, it's probably like less about certain things. See, this is the thing about dating apps. A lot of the things you think that people are not liking you for, it's the complete opposite. It may just because you have a mustache. And everything
I
else
want
is
to
like,
make clear this
yeah.
is for Lakers winning time season 2. I'm going to be an extra. I hope I'm probably not supposed to say that, but there's like 1,000 extras, so who cares? I don't normally wear the mustache, although people like me with a beard, but I like being clean shaven. But this
But
mustache is ridiculous.
You'll be surprised on dating apps. For instance, like one of the things that like is frustrating on dating apps is that guys who have kids, like they won't put that they have kids on there.
They
Like,
love hiding
Yeah,
their
we
kids.
know
They
that you
love
have
it.
kids. You might as well just put I have kids because if we don't see it, we know that you have kids most likely. But it's funny.
Women do that too.
They do.
I've been on a
funny.
date with a girl and she didn't reveal until the date that she had a kid.
Yeah.
That's
I knew
not
a
right for
person-
anyone to do that. Like,
I think you should
yeah,
disclose
someone
that.
you
You should.
have to disclose whoever it is that you have a kid. Yeah.
Somebody did it in weeks. Like, so every week was a different kid because they had like 4 kids. So like the first week, a girl said the first week, like, he's like, yeah, so this is Jack, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then like the next weekend, he's like, oh yeah, and this is Sarah. And there was like 4 kids. She's like, how many kids do you have? So everyone, if you're out there on a dating app, just put on the dating app that you have kids. We already know.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. You have them.
Is Rolo Tomasi still in the chat? We got one comment, but I couldn't find it in the chat. So maybe one of our moderators accidentally nuked his comment. Yeah, Rolo, if you're still in the chat, I emailed you earlier today. We'll have you on. Let me do a quick super chat here. Stephen Krug with the $5 super chat. Did we get this one yet? I don't think so. Roast alert, cat lady. I think you're high too often. Weed can cause emotional swings. No real medical doctor will recommend doing weed as a long-term treatment. Did you even mention weed? I
have,
Okay.
and
She
I
rides
don't.
inedibles.
oh,
Roast
duh.
alert?
Okay.
I don't do weed. I smoke it.
She does not do weed.
Yeah,
She smokes
I have
weed.
never put it
There's
up my
difference,
vagina
Stephen.
and
Wait,
created
what?
a hormonal exchange in there.
Wait, you've put
I said I've never.
a
'cause-
suppository?
No.
But what about boofing?
I've always wanted to do that, but I could never find friends to do it. If I'm gonna boof, I'm not gonna boof
Hold
alone.
on, back up. What is boof?
I wanted to know.
That's
too.
when-
Thrust up your ass, dissolved in water. Apparently, it's the most efficient delivery method for some drugs.
Got you.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, but I also would like to try it at some point.
I guess
I don't have a pressing need.
I
guess
like
you
you
That's a bold
guys should like
statement.
hook up.
I was just gonna say, I guess we have a date later
I
on.
really
Sounds
feel
good.
like this is like we just probably matched.
Wait, so
them.
what drug are you? Is it gonna be meth?
No, because
You can't do.
just-
Can you do meth
no,
like
'cause
that?
orally's
no.
already the most efficient. It'd be like.
Okay. So what's the most
he doesn't wanna
efficient?
waste
Like I
Ew.
try like weed, for example. Apparently, it gives you very much a body high. Apparently, weed gives you a body high. Unsurprisingly, I read a Vice article. The unsurprising thing being that Vice would write about boofing.
Oh, totally
Yeah,
unsurprising.
so,
Vice sucks. Okay,
For sure.
Yeah.
we're moving on.
You're done with
Stifler.
the boofing? Yeah. For sure.
Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay,
Oh.
Stifler. Okay, if you insist.
Can you start, Brian?
Paisley.
Nope.
No.
Paisley.
Nope.
1 to 10.
Can't.
God.
Looks.
There's no way.
How about
Next.
everybody
Tomorrow.
else do it?
Or
No,
do reverse
no.
order. You're always
Yeah.
starting with
Switch it
Always
off.
open with Paisley. It's high
Brian.
pressure.
This will
Brian.
make
Rate
the
yourself.
conversation
Sure,
good.
we'll start on this side.
Let's go.
6.9 on a good day.
Oh.
Are we rating each other?
No,
I
yourself.
thought we were rating-
Yourself.
oh, that's what I thought we were
Yourself
doing.
You're like ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had it
Yeah.
before.
I'd give myself 6.527, 7.5 on a good day.
Brandon.
Maybe a sleepy 8, but if I grew my hair out, if I could still grow my hair out,
Yo, Brandon, did you used to have like flow?
I used
Like
slick
just
back,
long,
slick back,
long hair?
Really?
Slick back, yeah.
Okay, Brandon had the flow. So if he had the flow, he'd be an 8, right? Or
Was
more?
Decent looking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, sleepy
Were,
8.
excuse me, still.
Thank you, brother.
I'm
Mike
like
Davis might come for me, by the way.
I'm
That's
like
Mike Davis. God
I don't
damn
know.
it.
He's not in the chat. I'm a little disappointed.
what a loser.
What did-
So I'm to women like a 4 and to men a 6. Definitely gay guys like me more. I have that
Wait,
bare body type.
to women 4,
Yes.
men 6.
Yes.
Okay. Got
yeah,
it.
I've
Okay.
had many more gay guys interested in me than women. Yeah.
What's your designation? Because I know for gay men, there's like bears and otters.
Oh,
and
I'm a bear.
You're a bear.
I feel like you're more of a cub.
Maybe,
on,
but
time
I'm
out,
not
time out.
really
What
into
is-
that as much.
Can we get into that? What is a bear? What is a cub? What is an otter?
There's a
Like,
whole bunch.
So-
what
two
what do you
most
have to
basic-
engage in? What
okay.
do you have to qualify for to be either
The
or?
two most
Quickly.
basic designations would be bear is like a large hairy man, and
So
a
it's based
twink.
on physical features. It's not a
and
sexual.
and a twink is like a very like skinny, often hairless like
Yeah,
guy,
like Chris.
but not super
so it's,
muscular.
it's based on body build. Body
Yeah.
build.
Chris.
Okay, likened to animals.
An
Gotcha.
otter is a hairy twink, which I'd never heard of before Letterkenny, which is a great show you should watch.
My answer is I would say a 7. I'm just gonna do a 7. That's my answer.
I'm gonna put myself at a 1.
Oh.
Come
you
on,
got to
stop
answer the
lying.
question seriously.
I am. Okay, first of all,
You're a
just because
1.
what you
One
guys
for every life you have.
No, just because of what you guys see doesn't mean it's the same thing that I see. So like it's fine. I've dealt with it. Beauty is not the most important thing in the world.
Okay, let's line up. If we lined up 100 men and 100 women and they were rating you, what do you think they would give you on average?
I don't
Sounds like a nightmare.
like. I think a 70.
Out
of 10?
What, out of 10?
I thought you said 100 men. I think 70 would rate me. About 70 men would rate me.
Rate
No, what is
on
the
a 1 to
rating
10
that
scale?
they would
What would
give
other
you?
people think your
Bro, she's
scale-
trolling. Tomorrow.
I'm a hard 8. I feel like
Hard,
I'm an 8.
hard 8.
I got some things
What's,
I need
what,
to work
is
on.
there? What's a hard 8 versus a soft
Like
8?
a hard 8, it's like, all right.
That's your max.
That's for me. No, I feel like inside I know I'm a 10, but I have some things I got to work on. So I feel
Okay.
I'm a good 8 on a good day.
Okay, Paisley.
I'll say an LA 5.
LA 5.
Ah, solid.
So is what in Idaho? You're like a
15.
good a solid 8.
15.
I've never been to Idaho. 15?
It's
I
very
was
beautiful,
gonna give you
but people
15.
can be
I
a
have
bit
no idea.
backwards. I had a 3%er like yell at me.
You had a 3% knowledge.
Yeah, I did for my like
Okay.
call me bumper stickers.
And that was from Steven Stifler. Thank you, Stifler. And let's see here. Okay. Stifler, I think, was also asking, we could body count. I think he was I saw him in the chat earlier. He was asking about body count.
I thought we did that
I think
already.
everyone should
Did
guess
Well,
first for everyone.
so
AJ.
Paisley, body count.
Mine?
Yeah, your body count.
I
Shouldn't
was
people
just talking
guess
about
first?
this. You want to guess?
Yeah.
Wait, no, let's not guess. Let's just go around the table.
I said somewhere between 15 and 30.
What?
I said that was too big of a jump.
Really?
Like that's too big of a jump. Like
That's quite a range.
That's a range.
Like in
Like,
terms of
that's a big
I
range.
was like, it's 30. And then I started going through and I could only remember around 15. So I was like, maybe it's not 30. I can't remember.
That's a big jump.
That's the real number.
Okay, Tamara.
No, I'm that. I plead the fifth. I'm not.
She pleads the fifth.
Sorry, guys.
Boring.
And I think you
I got 50 men, 10 women
50 men, 10
Nice.
women
in the pocket.
Nice.
in the pocket. Okay. Callista.
I'm in the late teens.
Late teens.
Yeah.
Late teens.
Yeah.
So 19.
18.
8 and you definitively 18 or could there be a plus or minus?
Definitively 18.
Okay, so do you have a book or something you've just
No,
kept
I just
track?
remember.
You just remember.
Like
Oh, that's
I
good.
just like I just remember the people I've slept with. Like,
Okay. Did you have a phase where you put up most of those numbers, or has it kind of been a steady trickle?
Okay, let's say there's been one spike in 1 year, but it wasn't like a ginormous amount
So
of
like
the like
17?
let's say like 25%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it's sprinkled out over, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. I have a question for you.
Okay.
You said 18
Okay.
is your body count, right?
Yes.
Do you think that your male equivalent looks wise is at 18 also?
I have an answer, but it gets into complex socio.
My answer first, Bryan.
I'm sorry, you're right.
It's okay.
I'm an asshole.
Not all the time. It's okay. I'm not sure. I guess I've never really thought about it, like whether or not. I feel like everyone's different, like based on your experience, what you do or do not want to do, where you live, like who you're into. So I can't really say like whether or not I think it would be equivalent more or less. Everyone's different.
Okay. Kiki, Okay, Bryan.
I need to, again, shit memory, write it down in a Google Doc, but I think I'm at 7 or 8. But again, I didn't start till 27, and I'm 30 now, so.
Oh, wait. Are you just revealing this to us now? You lost your virginity at 27.
Yeah,
He mentioned it earlier for
I was
sure.
tied up per my own choice because I'm very sexually shy.
And you're how old now?
30.
30. So you lost your virginity at 27.
Yep, a little over 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then I had sex with 4 different people in about 2 weeks, and then I slowed down.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
And
one of whom
what was the hesitation for waiting so long, or just
again, I was a good Christian boy growing up, and so I didn't have sex when I was 18 with my girlfriend. Who would have been after we graduated, so when we were 19, and she wanted to, and I didn't, but I wish I had, and so then it was just it was kind of a hump, pun unintended, to get over. And so eventually, the other thing is, again, I'm not that attractive, maybe, and I think that's part of why I'm into BDSM, because it attracts more people who are weirder and more out there. And eventually, I had a guy who was in the Orange County Socialist Party, again, the one who was poly. He was like, "Hey, you're kind of cute. Do you want to hang out sometime?" It was after I had seen a movie with him. We saw Detective Pikachu on acid because I needed to test the acid before I sold it at a My Little Pony convention. So
did it go well, the My Little Pony convention?
It did. It always goes well. I'm missing.
What is a My Little Pony convention?
So bronies are fans of the show My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic, because it's very wholesome, and
there's action figures too. You might see a little pony.
There are. It's meant to sell toys. But
Do you have a favorite?
Pinkie Pie, Generation 4, and Izzy Moonbow in Generation 5, because she says fuck cops.
Oh, wow.
She does literally in the movie. It's great. Not fuck cops, but she says that badge is maybe a sign of some weird power dynamics.
Wow.
It's great.
Amazing.
So if you had not been a good Christian boy or whatever,
I would have lost my virginity at probably 19.
Okay.
And who knows how things would have turned out.
So then you were fairly deep into religion then, and that's what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't know where I am, but that's a whole nother topic now. But yeah. And then I learned later that my parents had not followed their own advice, so that's kind of not cool.
Okay.
That's traumatizing.
So, Brandon, did you want to... Wait.
Body
Brandon?
count.
Oh, your body count, Brandon.
I feel like you've been forgetting AJ.
He's coming. He's coming.
He's going away around. Yeah.
We know you just want to hear from AJ, bro.
Well, we haven't heard from him much.
Well,
body count, like I said last show, I don't know. I don't know a direct count, but 80 plus takeaway. Had it not been for 12 years flat in prison, probably more. So.
Oh, here's a
Not
question
being
I wanted to ask you last time that I forgot. So, were most of those bodies afterwards?
Yes.
What was your... So you went in at 20, was it?
20.
20?
19, 20.
Okay. And you were there for 10 years? 10 or 12?
11 months.
11 years? Yeah. And did you ever get to do a conjugal?
Yes.
So do you have to have a wife for that?
Yes, you must be married.
So you got married and then but you're divorced now.
Right. Yeah, I got maybe 4 conjugal visits before it was just all right, it's too much of a drive. Basically, she fell off, and I got so much years to do. She's in her early 20s. A bunch of guys are out there where I'm from, so,
Right.
It's hard to hold on to something like that.
Was this the girl that you were dating before you went in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't meet while you didn't have a pen pal thing, and then you got...
No, but that did happen, and I was going to get married to somebody else, but the first girl didn't want to sign the divorce papers. I was in the shoe. It got lost. I was like, fuck it.
It was a shit show.
So, yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. And so how soon into your incarceration did you get married? Was it pretty quick right away? Or?
I got married in county jail.
Okay, so
Yeah,
before you went to prison.
Right. They have a little reverend come in. You sign some paperwork. You give them $50. You pay $12 for the actual certificate and $12 for them to file it. He says some little blah, blah, and boom, kiss the bride, kiss the groom through glass. You're on the phone. So
Jeez,
that's how my first and only marriage went. Yeah, it didn't last long. But hey, no big deal.
And the reason, would you say the primary reason for you wanting to get married was for the conjugal visits?
Yeah, I mean,
But you only got 4. But is it like a couple days?
yeah, you're basically what they call the boneyard. You're back at the boneyard for about 72 hours. Now it's like 48, but before then it was 72 hours. You order a bunch of food, eggs, big old package. It gets there. You got all the food you need. You come out for count every 6 hours. You walk to the front of the gate, then go back in your little cabin and get back to smashing.
Good times.
I mean, you're eating and fucking the whole time, pretty much. So you got a stomach ache. I'm walking around with a stomach ache, like, fuck, you know, I got
Eggs
72
and
hours
chill.
to make a dent with this good food and her. So, yeah.
Are you, well, you can only be married to one person at a time, right? So there's not any guys in there that just have like multiple wives and they're just like
If they're just coming to
after
visit them, yeah,
conjugal.
I've seen guys that have 3 or 4 girls sometimes come to visit them. One pulls them out next weekend, one brings them dope, one brings them a hand job, one is his wife, one
Brings
is his
him.
kid's mom. So, you know, if
Comparing
guys got it
gifts,
like
yeah.
that, yeah.
But for a conjugal, you have to be married,
Yes,
right?
you must be married.
It
to have
can't be just
conjugal
like a
visit. Nope.
girlfriend.
You must
like,
be married.
you
It must be your
married.
wife, must be your husband. To have
And
a
I think
conjugal visit.
legally you can only be married to one person at a time.
Correct.
So you can, okay, for conjugal.
I don't know how it works for Mormons. If there's like a monogamous,
Oh,
like I got 6 wives, and
Special.
you know,
Yeah, but
that,
those
So-
aren't like legal wives in the American justice system.
I don't know.
Well, maybe, so Brandon, I think what you're saying is if you're going to be in prison, go to Utah. Get incarcerated in Utah because then you can just be bringing in a whole bunch of chicks.
Is this because?
Because I think in Utah you can have multiple wives.
If
Because
you're-
Mormons,
If you're Mormon.
I think.
Is it legal?
Polygamy statewide in
I-
Utah,
Oh.
I think.
I
yeah.
think in Utah it's.
That's a whole different muddy
legal.
chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to.
That's another thing. Okay, so
Oh yeah.
body count.
Probably around 50 to 55.
Oh,
All right.
we got a gangster
let's
over
get it,
here. Okay,
AJ.
so
Breakdown on gender.
yeah, gender breakdown.
Probably down the middle. I'd say 30 guys, 25 girls.
And one
30
cup.
guys. Okay, so I got a question for you. As a bisexual man, is it easier to get men or to get women?
Man.
For sex, men. For actual dating, women.
And when you say actual dating, do you mean long-term relationships?
Yeah, if you want like anything more than like a week-long thing, then women, it's easier to date.
So for gay men or bisexual men, it's very short-lived is kind of what you're saying? Or
Yeah, I mean, the amount of guys that I've met that are just like ready to date, it's been maybe like 5 or 10, whereas just about every girl I meet is ready to date. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. But it is, you would say it's harder to date, to sleep with women.
Yeah, like just if you want to hook up with somebody, it's way easier to hook up with the guy. But a
Can
girl,
confirm.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
And then Bryan,
Can confirm.
he's confirming that it's much easier to sleep with men. Okay. So, I think, do we have any super chats, Chris?
I think we might have gotten one from Mr. Krug.
All right, we'll get his real quick and then
Here it
continue on.
is.
Stephen Krug with the $5 super chat. Roast alert, pink hair lady. That's a huge range on body count. It's almost like you don't care about, put it on Paisley for this one. It's almost like you don't care about who you fuck, further contributing to population collapse. Okay, Paisley. Paisley, do you have anything to say on that one?
Oh man, I do care about them for sure. It's just one of those things where like, I don't know, I've been married and you kind of stop thinking about that stuff. So if I like sat down and really started to go through it, then yeah, but I was a lot younger during that time is basically what it was. That's it. I wish I didn't care and I wish I like had a hoe phase like that. It would have been way more fun, but.
You can still do it.
Huh?
Ethical non-monogamy?
Ah. No, I'm down for monogamy.
Yeah.
Well, then
She's down for monogamy.
Was that the same guy who was worried about population collapse earlier?
Yep.
I think Stephen Krug's been our sole. I think he's our sole super chatter for the most part.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so question for the ladies: do you think it's wrong for a guy to not want to date a girl who does sex work?
No.
it's still no. Like,
I think people cannot want to date anybody for whatever reason they don't want to.
yeah.
Tamara?
Do I think it's wrong for a guy to not want to be with a woman who does sex work?
Yeah.
Actually, I knew of a person who actually dated a woman who did sex work. She was a stripper, and they had a very good marriage. They were married. She was a stripper. She brought home money. And he was, I guess that was just their preference, their sex, that he was open to it. Me personally, I think that it's okay. I would personally want a man, or like knowing that a man would actually not want to be with someone that's a sex worker. But again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to date someone because of their occupation, that's definitely all right. I mean, there's people who wouldn't want to date someone in the military because they're gone for a long time, so.
Can you just scoot the mic a little bit that way? Just so. There you go.
So, yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So preferences, Okay. Calista?
I don't think it's fine. I think if you don't want to date someone who's a sex worker, that's okay. If you do want to date someone that's a sex worker, that's okay too. It just depends on your preference if you talk to your partner.
Okay. Kiki, thoughts? Okay. She's very consistent in her Bryan. Okay to not want to date someone who's a sex worker?
Yeah, but it's not okay to then turn around and shit on sex workers unless I mean figuratively. Literally that's something you discuss in advance, and that's not my business. But yeah, it's just unfortunately there's a lot of stigma, and part of that comes from the whole it being illegal and whatnot. I'm a libertarian. I think the state shouldn't really be. It should be regulating that safely, but it should be legal. And if it was legal and regulated, there'd be a lot less horrible things happening to sex workers.
Brandon?
If she had her shit together and was doing it right and it wasn't messy, she was very, responsible about it, and, basically had
What do you
money.
mean, like if she had business cards or?
Just if she knew how to handle it well without it overflowing into our life, you know what I'm saying, and of course being honest. If I ask a question, don't bullshit me. Just tell me how it is, and let me try to enjoy it with you. That's an option. But if you're sloppy about it, if you're hiding shit and you're making it something that I have to have, an extra eye on or an extra emotion for, then I'm not cool with it. Waste of time.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Brandon. There's a lot of ways of doing sex work that, run the gamut. You could be very messy, or it could be very, safe from your home. But regardless of whatever they do, as long as it's, safe, not bringing it into my eyes, I don't really have an issue with it. But if it does become an issue, I wouldn't hesitate to stop. But no hate to sex workers at all.
Yeah, and also I feel like the term sex work encompasses so many potential things. That could be anywhere from a girl who's posting lingerie photos on an OnlyFans to someone who's a stripper to someone who's a prostitute. So, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of guys that would be fine dating a woman who does OnlyFans. I mean, some guys have an issue with that, but all the way to probably most men are going to have a serious issue if she's a prostitute. So, I mean, I think maybe I should have specified a little better on sex work there.
I have experience with this.
You are a sex worker.
No, I'm not a sex worker.
You should be.
Well, there's a glut of ugly men. Okay, I'm not ugly, but a glut of mid-tier men who want to do that sort of stuff. And I'm not the right. I would have to have some sort of angle. And the thing is, sex work, OnlyFans stuff, takes a fuck ton of work and effort, and I'm lazy. You have to be promoting constantly and getting good, think about how much work you put into making this podcast. You have to do the same exact thing if you're a sex worker who's doing OnlyFans content and whatnot. So I am not, that's not me, but I was with sexually a few times one of my friends who did do sex work. Unfortunately, she was a She struggled with housing and drug addiction and overdosed eventually, and she was trans too, so that did not help her being a trans person struggling with addiction and homelessness, and she overdosed a few years ago in another state. So,
I'm sorry.
but I didn't have a problem with it. We used protection. Thanks.
Okay.
At least I tried to help her get a few more years of somewhat happy life, but that's part of why I think these things need to be legalized.
Regulated.
Yeah.
Protect.
Well, let's go ahead and pull up a video. We're going to react to a little something special here. Before you do that, can we get an F in the chat for our boy, our fallen soldier, Mr. Andrew Tate? So, Chris, go ahead and you're going to have to navigate to the window. And if you can go, I've already got a couple sides. So you're just go to Twitch. Just pull up Twitch just while we wait here.
Wait, there's a guy that's asking why girls can have toys, but if a guy has a toy, he's a loser. Do you think a guy's a loser? Like,
Chris, let's watch the. Let's do since we're briefly briefly talking about dom sub stuff. Bring up the too submissive clip.
oh,
I don't know what this is. I'm curious.
No, yeah, but there you go.
And also, too, I worry if I am too submissive, will he not respect me?
No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that stupid
That
shit.
won't respect me crap. That's not real.
Is that real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, "You're so Andrew. You know what? You're so rich, but you're smart, and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot." And I'm sitting there thinking, "Bitch, I wish to God you were a robot." You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about by Sagittarius rising, you idiot. I don't give a fuck. Give me a robot. All men want robots. That's all we want. Yeah. 4 wives, robots, inshallah. Put the burqa on. Yep. What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffees. Yeah. That's it. It's nice and easy. There's no such thing as too submissive. There's no such thing. Yeah. I'm never going to look at a beautiful woman who does everything I say and go, you know what? You do too much of what I say. I want to go get some disagreeable bitch.
That sounds boring.
That's why you don't fuck guys like that. That's easy solution. You talk to people. But if you want to fuck something like that, you go ahead and mount that little bald head of his, Like,
I mean, if you want someone to order around, then, I guess that's what you're looking for.
Go into management.
That just sounds boring.
Can I respond to one of the comments?
Well, first let's get everyone's take here.
I'm sorry.
What are some thoughts here, starting with Paisley?
Man, hold on, come back to me. I'm processing that. There's a lot.
That was
there's
the last
there's
thing.
6 components to that I start over there.
I just if you're looking for somebody that's that submissive, or you want a partner that's that submissive, so you can order them around, then you can look for that. And I know there's people out there that love to be ordered around, but I myself would not want a person that's always asking me what to do or what's to do in bed, even like what's next. Like, have your own voice. It's a lot of fun.
I had a girl stay with me about a year ago. She turned out to be a good friend, and she was like that when we first got together. Very submissive, very, just like, yes, Papa, yes, Papa. Like, she was Chicana. So she would always talk to me like that. I'm like, you don't have to say that all the time. Like, it made me feel like, what I'm saying? Like, she was just, she was 23, but she liked being with older guys, and that was just like her thing. And she was too submissive. I had to kind of tell her, like, hey, like, you don't have to. Me personally, I don't like that. I don't like to, you got to be your own person, and not make the situation feel like you're under a commandment or you're a fucking animal or something like that. Like, you're my equal. If I'm rolling with you, you're my homegirl, you're my homeboy, you're my road dog, you're my friend. There's no creditor, debtor in that. We're on our own wavelength, or we're not vibing at all.
I found, again, if y'all ever want to, these people exist. Again, I've been on r/BDSM personals. a lot of people who are that submissive, there's two reasons. Either they have their shit together and they want in the bedroom to be able to relax and just sort of let go of everything, or it's kind of, and again, people are complex in a spectrum, but the two archetypes are that, or you see people who lives are a total mess, like me, but worse, and they just want someone, because they have no self-control, they want someone else to control them and help them, like, basically function. And because sex is such a primal thing, it bleeds into that. Our fetishes are kind of just a way of our subconscious talking to us in a way. So it's usually sort of one of two extremes. People are that submissive. And me, it can be fun, but I definitely am not interested in that. Like, that's, again, as I said towards the beginning, doming is fun, but it's a lot of work. I would never want to deal with that 24/7. But the people who are into being that submissive, I hope they find someone who does.
Okay. Kiki?
Well, Kiki has to say ooh. Sorry.
Calista.
I interrupted her.
Okay, your reaction to the video.
Yes, my reaction to the video following the ooh sound was that he just makes like inflammatory comments. What he's saying isn't the most ridiculous thing. If you want a submissive woman, that's cool. Some women are and some women aren't. And it's personal preference. That's fine. It's just that he's saying things in a way that makes it inflammatory. And that's
like all women should bow down or something.
Yeah,
like
like,
that, right?
but versus like, I want a woman who will bow down to me,
Right,
which
right,
is
right.
It, like, the wording is not the best, but it's also not the wrong sentiment if you like want that. Maybe
Right.
not think about all women.
But it sounds like he said it in general, like all women.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
Well, and he also said all men are like that.
Yeah, it's not true.
Yeah, it's just generalization. So
Your reaction to the video?
I mean, personally, I'm not into any kind of guys like that. That's just like, It's nice sometimes to be, told what to do and not to do a lot of the work. If you just want to pump and dump, that's great sometimes. But like as a general, like if you want a maid, then you gotta have that conversation with someone. You can't expect it. I think that's the thing. It's having that conversation if you're gonna be a submissive person.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, with the sex, I think with sex conversation, you don't see a lot of people. That's why people have horrible sex, is because people don't talk about it. Like whether it's first date or whatever your preference is, I think you can tell that because he's so used to having, I guess his experiences like having very submissive women. Imagine how mostly unpleased some of those women are. I'm just saying, because at what point there are some women that wants that mutual pleasure, and I think it's very, very good to be able to talk about likes or dislikes, or even after sex, hey, this was good for me, this is not good for me, I like it when you do this, can you do this a little bit more? I encourage that. But a lot of people, they like the act of sex, but they're ashamed of like some of the things that go into it. Like, what man wants to hear that, hey, you wasn't my best sex partner. You know what I mean? Like I had better. But it'd be good to say, hey, I like this, and, let's put some work in. But you can tell from the reaction of the video for me is that I wouldn't be attracted to a man like that. Like, to be submissive, like I would have to be like, it have to be a mutual thing. Like, I feel good, you feel good. Maybe it's my day, or maybe it's my turn, or that day is completely for you, so I'll be submissive. But that whole like that's their whole relationship. Oh, it's boring. That's boring as hell.
Yeah, I think about guys when they talk about being submissive and stuff, if they actually just want women to be passive, because I think ultimately he's different, but I think guys don't want to feel like they need to change. They don't want to be nagged. They don't want to be edited per se. And so this idea of submission is actually just like a let me be me, let me live my life. And I think for him, he's so inflammatory and so ridiculous that like the concept of a woman giving any feedback would probably hurt him a lot. So I think it more has to do with like passive and criticism. I don't know. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever seen that guy.
That wasn't Howard Stern, was it?
Have you guys heard of him though?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
You've heard of him?
Okay.
Have you heard of him?
No.
So, but your first time hearing.
He's who I've been hearing about recently. Okay.
Yeah, he got banned on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So
wait, did all his people that repost him get banned on TikTok too?
I'm not sure.
So he's just gonna keep getting reposted. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, it's probably gonna have a pretty substantial impact on him. But
no
F in the
monetary
chat,
generation.
guys. F in the chat for Andrew Tate. Honestly, I feel like y'all you didn't seem too upset by that. So maybe we should watch one more. Chris, pull up one more. All right, we're going to do the body count one.
We're about to hear some mad double standards, I think.
You know what's so attractive about younger women? Because a lot of these dudes talk about fertility and looks and stuff. I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fun? If I got a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? Put you through, you're gonna try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spins. I don't want that shit. When I see a beautiful young woman, I know that she has a very low body count. And also, but the truth is this, women's mentality is absolutely connected to sex. If a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, it's harder to penetrate her mind and make her fall in love with you.
Penetrate.
But if she's had 30 dudes inside of her, she really gonna think, you know what, this guy's so special, or she's gonna think, you know what, he talked to me rude, I'll just go get a new guy. Whereas if a woman's only been with a few guys, she's much more likely to fall in love with you, be a better partner. So the likelihood of her falling completely in love with you and staying loyal to you and really believing you're the only man for her after being through so much trauma and so many men and sleeping with so many dudes and having her heart broken and having those memories of her ex and all that crap she's been through is far less likely than meeting a nice, young, beautiful girl who hasn't been with many men. And she goes, you know what? This is the guy, I like him. Every woman who knows this and every man who watches this can be honest. Women fall in love with the person they lose their virginity to or their second or third guy. They really remember them. They really love them. Any woman who slept with 50 dudes, she doesn't even remember who most of them are. She doesn't care. If a woman slept with a bunch of men before you, she's less likely to stick it out through a difficult period in a relationship. She's more likely to just say, you know what? New
Not the only thing of his.
That's a pretty good answer. And that's the truth. Let me make something clear. If I meet a beautiful 30-year-old woman, I'm not saying I won't sleep with her.
That's pretty fucking old.
Yeah.
30?
I know.
What are you, crazy?
There's been times I was drunk.
Okay. Reaction to that. Paisley.
I don't know what the obsession is with body count, but also, like, how do I say? He's weird because he's talking like he doesn't want a relationship, but then he's mad about the fact that he wants to be like the first. He wants to be the boyfriend. So I'm like not sure what his messaging is.
He wants to fuck 18-year-olds.
Which is fine. Fuck 18-year-olds. But the body count thing is always really confusing to me. Just what it means.
I think with
Paisley's based. Paisley's a fucking legend. Okay.
I feel like with men want to know. Like, it's this obsession because they want to know, but they're not ready to know. Because it's like, okay, as soon as you, well, I think anything over five, guys are kind of like, it's that, like, uncomfortability. Because it's, okay, it's almost like when you tell a guy, like, that's not my experience, but if a guy found out that a woman cheated, I feel like in their mind, whatever triggers going, it feels like that. Because then it's like, they look at you differently. However, they want to know. So I think like with this guy, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he just likes to hear himself talk personally. Like he just want to hear himself talk. But as it pertains to that, it's not true. There is a lot of 30-year-olds who, I won't say my number count, but I'll tell you that I had sex at 19 and I was celibate for 10 years, literally. So I'm 33 now. And so celibate for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Wait, can I just make a request? Can you stop harassing the cup? Stop molesting the cup, please. Here, pass it over here.
Are you a fidgeter?
It's just very
fidgety.
Yeah.
No, so it's
10 years.
10 years celibate.
10 years.
No masturbation, no none of that.
No masturbation.
No.
So are you a born again virgin? Kind of.
You can yeah.
Wait,
as of
so
today.
you haven't had sex for 10 years.
As of after 10 years.
Oh, so you broke your streak.
I broke my streak, and then as of today, I'm a born again virgin.
Wait, so okay, you were having sex. You were celibate for 10. You were born again virgin. You had sex again, and now you're a born again virgin. Again.
Okay. So celibacy as of now.
And are you waiting until marriage?
That's what I desire.
Have you been married before?
I've been engaged twice.
Twice. Okay. So 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So a person like him would not like, I mean, just even hearing that. it's not true. You're in your 30s. It's a lot of questions to go into. For me, my 10 years, just for clarity, was to work on myself. So therapy, my health. I became a vegan, worked on my credit, worked on personal development skills. And then, but the game has changed. Dating is completely different from when I was in my 20s. You like savage mode now.
Prior to your first
coming
celibacy.
out. One of the reasons why I gave in after that, because it was like, men are like, I'm not waiting, what? And kind of gave into that peer pressure.
Do you want a guy who's a virgin?
No.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm totally okay. If he is, I can say this. If he is, I'm a freak. So you'll have
training.
You're a born again virgin freak.
I'm a born again virgin freak, and I'm totally
round two.
Can I ask questions?
Go for it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Did the freak streak start in the mid? No, seriously, in the midst of the 10 years.
So it was always the freak, but that 10 years are for me because I saw. That's why I'm not answering. And my number count is not big, by the way. I just don't want to personally do that because I know people have a brand to protect. But within that freak was always there, but it was released.
What do you mean by freak?
I love sex. I do. I'm a Christian. I believe in waiting for marriage. Did that happen? No. But I do believe that things happen.
Wait, but how can you believe in it? And
don't, because the body is, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I'm not ashamed, but I do want to practice. I mean, I did it 10 years, so I feel like I could do it again. But when I came out of that 10-year streak, I was horny. I mean, it was what it was.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, did you have a further question on that? Or?
No, she answered my question. I think that's great. More power to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your reaction to the video?
I think he's got it wrong. I think the younger generations are banging way more often. So if you're going to be fucking that 19-year-old, she's going to tell you, oh, no, I've only been with 3 people. But, she's like taking down 3 people that day. Like you're having a fun time. Whereas I think we're a bit more promiscuous than the older generations who probably have not as a high body count, like an honest body count comparative to the younger generations.
Yeah, I do. You do actually raise a really good point about the age thing and how he says, well, I prefer an 18 or 19-year-old because they're going to have a lower body count. He's not entirely wrong, but I mean, I'm sure you guys know some men and women who may be very young, 18, 19, 20, 21, who've been ran through. So I knew a 19-year-old girl that had 100 bodies.
There you go.
No exaggeration.
Yeah.
100 bodies, 19.
And I love virgin men. I think there's nothing better than a nice virgin man just popping in. Yeah. Tomcat.
Brandon, you wanted to come in?
So
excuse me, hold on. We got a person.
I just know Brandon.
I just want to comment on what she was saying there real quick. So, growing up, late 80s, early 90s, we didn't have phones. That's all we had to look forward to. Where I'm from, and most people, in the areas that I relate to, that's all we had to look forward to was, where's the party? Why do we want to go where the party's at? Because that's where the girls are, or, no pun intended. Where's the bitches at? You know what I'm saying? That's what our whole focus was, basically to bang and party, and the end result of all that was to obtain females. So that's all we did growing up. So the body count. I mean nowadays. You got phones, you got porn, you got all these different types of ways to self-please yourself, different types of identities that kind of, suffice the sexual curiosity. Back in the day, if you weren't around where people were, you weren't fucking. If you weren't at the party, you weren't meeting nobody, you weren't fucking. If you weren't at the mall, if you weren't at school that day, or if you weren't if you weren't present, you weren't, that outlet was not getting taken care of. You had nothing to, no media, no nothing, so you had to go and be present. So back in those days, well, the 90s, like they're that long ago, not really, but before phones, there was a lot of motivation for people just to get all done up, dressed up, looking your best every day, go out and see what you can do, Nowadays, it's like the platform to meet a lot of people is there, but is anything really actually happening with these people you're meeting, or is it just, exchanging pictures and, that's cool too, but I wanted to comment on that because the drive now is no different from the drive back then. from my experience, from what I'm experiencing. The drive now is no different from the drive back then. The drive now is just easier and it's more catered to as opposed to back then.
I think it's not about the drive, but the accessibility.
And I would
Well,
just
without the drive, no one would be looking for accessibility. There'd be no need for it. The drive has to come first, right?
That's true, but I'm saying you're more accessible to get that drive filled. I mean, it's kind of like looking at Route 66. You know, all of a sudden there's a route where you can take it and it goes across America, but then the highway comes in and then you could stop in a lot more states a lot quicker.
Wait, so you're saying the accessibility is what's caused people's body counts to go up? Or?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. With the
Well, yeah,
phone
it's
and
so much
everything. But, I mean, as
easier.
far as individual drive, like people were just as hungry and thirsty
Oh, yeah.
back then as they are now. I mean,
but it's probably harder,
It also
right?
depends where you're at too, and like the culture around it. Like
True,
if you're in a
environment,
city
yeah.
and you have a lot of places to go, then you're more likely to run into people and have parties and stuff like that. And if you're in a smaller town, probably a little less likely to have that body count. So it's kind of relative, which is why it's weird to me that like hard numbers come into play with people. Because I'm like, man, if you live in like New York,
As opposed to like a small town.
as opposed to a small town, it's not the same thing. You can't expect a New York dude, New York girl to have a body count of 5.
but that girl who's in the country somewhere with not that many people around her is going to have all this pent up sexual or guy is going to
Yeah,
have
she
all
has
this
5
pent up
kids.
sexual frustration. It's going to come out, and it's all individually, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think just going back to the thing about age and body count, so it's certainly possible that an 18 or 19-year-old could have a very high body count, but I think you can also say that you look at one individual, an 18 or 19-year-old, they're going to have a higher body count when they're 30 versus when they're at 18, 19, 20, 21. So,
Yeah.
Calista?
I mean, in reaction to specifically
Reaction to the video.
Yeah, I think he just says things in absolutes, and then it gets a lot of clicks, and a lot of people repost it and click on it, and then they get more traffic to his war room, and people are like, let's join. He just gets more attention by saying things in absolute. But
Right.
what he's saying about preferring someone with a lower body count isn't inherently wrong. It's just he's presenting it in a way that's inflammatory.
Right.
Inflammatory stuff gets views.
Yep, and then money, and then more cam girls to collect.
Hell
Yeah.
You can say it. Go ahead.
There's literally a Sonic parody YouTube channel that just does dumb redubs where Sonic's or the enemy characters.
Wait, can you just give your reaction to the video? I'm just not sure how that's.
It is relevant.
Okay. I'll
Where the characters in this like fake redub are like, how are we going to afford rent? We're not getting clicks on our videos. And then Shadow the Hedgehog is like, you need to like make controversial statements. And so he types on Twitter, Sonic Adventure 2 was mid TBH. And then they start getting engagement. So you make controversial, inflammatory, absolute statements, you get more traffic. So, I mean, that's what he does.
But any thoughts on the content?
Statement.
I mean, yeah, he kind of wants. It's someone said in the comment, oh, one of them's going to say insecure, and I mean, it kind of is in a way. He's like, how am I going to keep a woman who's been with all of these men? Well, you got to bring your A game, my dude. If she's worth keeping, bring your A game. Be unique, stand out, and if you don't want to do that, if you think you're not good enough to do that, then don't date her.
It's not shaming the cam girls.
Wait, Kiki, thoughts?
Good for you, cam girls.
Okay.
Same,
Brandon,
Kiki.
thoughts on the video?
Same point of view as I had last podcast. You know, like, you know, these guys are saying obviously he wants to get a lot of likes, a lot of views, but you know, I just don't agree with how he presented it. But yes, a lot of men do think that way, but that's just picking one corner of preference from one side of the sex and emphasizing it. You can do that with both sexes on multiple issues. So it's really just the essence of that video.
That's a wonderful profile there.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
I was
it's
reading, there's a fentanyl comment, and
A
now
fentanyl
cocaine in the 60s is up. So it's just.
good. Yeah. Brandon, let me ask you a question. Do you have an age preference? Like, would you date a girl who's much younger than you, say in like early 20s or something? Or would you prefer to date a more mature woman in her 30s?
I mean, like I said, I had a relationship with a girl that was 19 last year, and I mean, I wouldn't jump into a relationship like that again. I learned from it because at 40 and all the shit that I've been through, if we're gonna righteously have a conversation about life and this and that, it's only gonna go so far. There's only gonna be so much relevance. I mean, it doesn't take you don't gotta be super wise to realize that, but men are men, and men go for, beautiful, younger, vibrant girls, and all the more ones that are into them. Like, wow, you really, like, oh, okay. So as a man, you don't really have, too much. I mean, I don't. Be smart, have an idea of what you're talking about, where you're going in life, and be a little confident in yourself. Be cute. Be real. Gotta be real. If you're fake, you could be gorgeous. You can have everything going for you. If you're fake, and every time you open your mouth, it's a lie or it's a fabrication, where am I dropping you off?
Your reaction to the video?
It's an interesting concept, body count, and hooking up with somebody much younger. But I don't know. I had so much bad sex when I was younger, and it's just, whenever I had sex with an older person, it was just, more experience. It was just better. So I really don't go under 4 years my own age, which would be 23, or even really like over 4 years my own age. But anything under 21 is just like, it's not fun. I can't really connect.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, were you able to find, so I know everyone in the chat has been mentioning that apparently Tate released a final message video. I'm just hearing about this. Chris, were you able to find it?
I think I found it, but
before you pull it up, what is it? Is it a long video?
Well, it seems like he went on to Jake Paul's podcast or something, and I guess gave his final message.
On Jake Paul's podcast?
It's like the least.
Yeah. Walking the digital plane.
Jake.
Yeah, I had actually been DMing Andrew Tate, guys. He said he was going to be in the States in November. Obviously, a lot of things have changed. I wanted to interview him. I wanted to bring him on the show. I've been talking to him for a year now, so this is before he even blew up really big. As he was starting to blow up pretty big, I had doubts that his schedule might change substantially, and now that he's banned, I have even further doubts. And I was messaging him on Instagram, that's gone. So I don't know if that's still going to happen, but
so much for the tolerant left.
Yeah. So, I guess so much for. There certainly is a bias on these social media platforms, but to be fair, he did say some incredibly controversial things, but. So Chris, he's on Jake Paul's podcast?
Yeah, it's on it's on a couple of channels. It's been, redistributed, but I found one, I think, on CMR TV Music.
The fuck?
I don't know what that is.
Via Jake Paul.
But yeah, he went on to Jake Paul's podcast.
Yes, I'm
apparently.
looking at
Like
this
of a diversion.
This is like a 1 hour. I'm looking at it. It looks like an hour long. Okay, so we're not going to react to it. Just if it was like a 3-minute message, we would have done it. But that's unfortunate. I'll have to watch it later. But can anyone in the chat give us like a plot synopsis or a quick recap of his final message?
Oh well.
Bryan's reaction to
Wow.
Jake Paul's podcast was clip worthy. Hold on.
Well, good thing it's on air.
Okay, well, we'll just have to look at that after the stream. So I want to open it up to the panel. Final thought, or if you have a question for someone else on the panel or the panel in general. So final thought or a question for the panel.
Start over there.
No. We got to start with you, Paisley.
Final thought? I don't have final thought right now.
Okay, why don't we go to Bryan, because I know he has a final thought, and then we'll go back.
Actually, you had someone donate money for a question addressed to me.
Did I?
Yeah, about libertarian socialism.
Okay, so I can pull up the super chat. Daniel Holes, I believe. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel Holes, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hawaiian Shirt says he's both a communist and a libertarian. How does that compute? This podcast is all over the place, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, so basically communism, people think of communism because of the Cold War and U.S. propaganda as like always like this scary authoritarian, like the USSR or communist China, very over-the-top authoritarianism. And many of my friends are, for example, Maoists. But there's also like anarcho-communism, there's libertarian socialism. Communism is just the idea that a future where there is no, basically no money or no like division of everyone owns everything. And I don't think that's going to exist for a while, but socialism is just when the workers own the means of production, and that doesn't have to look like some centralized government. That can look like, you know, the Black Panthers were a great example. They were doing school lunch programs. They were arming themselves to defend themselves against police brutality and helping build their communities. In fact, Ronald Reagan signed as governor of California a ban on assault weapons because the Black Panthers were arming themselves. Which is ironic given that the conservatives hail him as this hero. So communism, socialism, their economic systems, the political side of things can manifest in many different ways. So like I think, you know, most if not all drugs should be legal but regulated. You know, sex work should be legal but regulated. Firearms I think should be legal but regulated much better. You should have to go take a safety class. If you're posting about shooting up a place on social media, that needs to be investigated, that sort of thing. So I'm more libertarian in that aspect.
Do you own a firearm?
I don't. I would like to at some point. Well,
okay.
Does a bow and arrow count?
That counts.
Cool, then yes. Although it's not fire per se, but my friend's a 3-time championship archer, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have brought instead of your piano, you should have brought your bow and arrow.
I'm not good. I'm much better at piano.
No, I prefer the piano for sure, rather than him bringing the bow and arrow.
Concerns? You have concerns about?
Just,
okay.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
I figured my thing out.
Okay, so thank you for that. Thank you for that. Paisley, why don't you go ahead with your final thought or question for the panel?
When did you get the love doll, and would you guys use one?
Good question. So just show Kiki real quick. Okay, so that's Kiki.
Can you do
my
her
co-host.
Noise? Do her noise.
Can we defrock her on camera?
Oh, God.
Okay. So I got the sex dolls. It was sent to me free by a company. I'd done this video, and a bunch of these sex toy companies got in touch, and they wanted to promote. They wanted to do sponsorships. One of these companies had sent me 2 of these exact dolls. So, by the way, if anyone in Santa Barbara wants to buy a Kiki clone,
wow,
DM me at whatever on Instagram. It's taking up too much space in the studio. I need to get rid of her.
Is that the one named Andrea? Who's Andrea?
Andrea?
Yeah, I keep seeing that in the comments.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah, that's the name of the other doll.
Is she better?
So, I don't know.
Do you have
their
preference?
virtue, both their virtue is intact.
Okay.
They're chaste.
Chaste, yeah.
Yeah. So no one has laid with them, biblically
Do you
speaking.
have a preference?
Condition
like which one
like
you prefer? The one in the closet or the one on the desk?
I'd say both
At
equally.
the same time.
Both equally,
Ones
you
in
know.
the closet
Okay.
usually have a lot of pent up energy.
Yeah, she might be a little more
I
fun.
went on
you
deep
put her in
hole
there.
with the love doll thing.
Yeah.
Like just days of just
So
researching.
I would
The
not.
custom ones.
She's
crazy.
fucking heavy.
Wait till they
Yeah.
get AI.
People get injured.
Nah,
trying to clean them
so I mean,
and
to
stuff.
answer your
How much does she
question,
weigh?
I don't know, maybe, but it's like a dead weight.
It's posable.
Literally,
Imagine trying
yeah.
to clean. No, so I wouldn't
You could
do
put
it.
the condom in there, the one that you brought out earlier.
The-
Are we doing that? Is that how we end the show?
Yeah, actually, guys, check out our OnlyFans. We'll be live there after the show. You can see these 4 lovely ladies having an orgy with
Oh, we're waiting for
Kiki.
you too.
I guess I'm involved.
Yeah, obviously.
Bryan is also involved. I think this is a.
Well, the chat, they all think Brandon, he's the real hottie here, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
How old is Kiki supposed to be, bro?
Yeah,
She's
that's
19.
a good
Oh, okay.
question.
What do you think
She's
her
19, Brandon.
body count is?
Oh.
She's just short.
Well, didn't we establish her body count 0?
Oh, yeah, it's 0.
Yeah, her chastity's
She's
intact.
perfect
Look,
for
she's
Andrew.
she's
He's
had a baby.
nubile.
So
Yeah.
I would not.
Andrew Tate, will you buy
Baby?
Kiki?
She's
Yeah,
19.
Andrew
She's
Tate.
pure.
Andrew Tate, give me a
I'd have-
get me a Bugatti.
can't do
Bugatti.
The baby is holding a flask.
Yeah, that fetal alcohol syndrome.
I don't think
This is
that's
the future that ANACAPs will.
Yeah, so I think, but to kind of try to take your question a bit more seriously, if there was like a robotic sex doll that could, artificial intelligence that could take care of itself, clean itself, give
Cat
me,
Genie.
what's that?
Cat Genie sex doll.
Cat Genie? Who's that?
Cat Genie is like the litter box that cleans itself.
Yeah, like if it's, you know, self-cleaning.
That's coming
or,
in the future. AI
oh,
is
for
gonna
sure,
be
for sure.
wild.
And yeah, I would, yeah, I would, sure, why not? I reckon the real thing's better, but
So you're like, yeah, but
well, you
not
never know
this
yet.
gen.
Yeah.
yeah, no, give it 20 years though, I'm fucking down for the sex robots.
There's a joke in Archer, 2 words, vibrating pussy.
You know what? I don't find the vibrating appealing. I don't think I would like that.
Strokes, pun intended, for different folks.
Okay. Do any of the, do you want to come in on this? Would you get with a sex robot?
I would, but it's not like something like I'm looking forward to, just to say that I have, because I am curious, but I don't think it will be, better than the real thing.
Brandon.
I'd beat it down with a baseball bat.
You'd Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Oh my
There you
God,
go.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I
Bryan?
would dismantle it.
Oh.
If
Okay.
it was given to me for free, I would at least try it and go from there, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy one. I can use pillows and a knockoff flashlight just fine.
Wow.
By the way, Brandon, I'm pretty sure that's how the Matrix started.
A knockoff flashlight?
No, just
Flashlight.
no. So I don't know if anyone's seen the Animatrix, but they go into the origins of how, the machines came about, and basically the humans were at war with the machines, and the humans were fucking up the sex robots. Basically, I'm taking some poetic liberty on that one, but
If you can fuck a doll or a robot and get off on it, you have no soul. Period.
We're talking about
or you
that.
have no inner essence.
It's not a robot.
If you can get off on that,
oh,
you can get off on a
Have you seen
fucking
what people
a
get off
tree,
on?
a cushion.
I mean, honestly, people can. Haven't
He
you
is
seen,
a
like, My
brony.
Strange Addiction?
Hey,
The guy with the car.
More power to people that can enjoy that.
those-
Me personally, I'll hit it with a bat.
Well,
okay. I don't know if the girls want to come in on this one. Would you?
I'm in on this one.
Would you get with a sex robot?
Okay, but like a female sex robot, like
A male?
no,
it could
but,
be a
like,
male robot.
if
Are-
it's
are
a
we
girl
talking a
robot,
one or a
you're
zero?
doing the most of the movement. If it's a boy robot, is it like doing all the movements?
No, it's a full-on
Oh, yeah, you
robot.
gotta bounce.
You gotta bounce.
You gotta bounce.
No, it's a full-on robot. They can,
Oh,
You can program.
and it's not even just sex. They can provide companionship. They can cuddle with you.
I don't want those other things. I don't want to grow emotional attachment to my sex robot.
Bring
You
on-
can
yo.
function just as the sex robot. That's fine. I don't want to communicate. That's what I want a man for. Like, I don't want that from my sex robot.
What about
But
in the
sure.
future? You can't tell if it's a sex robot or a
Oh,
real
Jesus.
person.
I don't want to do that one.
Good point.
I don't
Good
wanna do
point.
Isn't that just do androids dream of electric sheep?
I'm actually really happy that you gave us the Matrix background, because I recently rewatched the series and I was going into like the whys and hows, and so it's good to know about that.
Have you seen the Animatrix?
Nope, I have not.
Okay, watch the Animatrix. It gives you some.
I will.
Yeah, it's really good.
I will.
It's really good.
Better than the new movie?
Oh, the Matrix
Yeah.
4 was dog shit.
That being said,
So bad.
That being said,
So bad.
I'm terrified when I'm down on La Brea and I see those little wheeled machines driving food. I don't like it one bit. I don't trust it. It's not for me.
Have you
That
seen
being
them?
said,
The what?
I wonder was it
They're like little
The little-
Postmate robots. They
the
have like
dogs?
googly eyes. No,
Oh,
they're,
I've seen
they're
those
like
too.
they're like basically a cart that drives itself. So it's like in beta. They're testing in like West Hollywood,
Yeah.
and then they have googly eyes and names, which is
Yeah, I
really
know.
weird.
Yeah.
That being said,
no,
I-
but I'm talking. Okay, so
that
when I say
being said-
sex robot, I mean
I would
it's
fuck it.
humanoid looking,
I-
like that, but
I would, but I still wouldn't trust the technology. I would rather have it be limp and I get to do my own shit on it.
Okay, Tamara.
I speak for people, not myself, but personally, I think I know people who actually do have sex toys. So I do think it's why not have a full companionship and body? Me personally, no. I want the real thing. like all of that. You know, I want, but you know something, I get what
Amen.
you're saying. I know it makes, you know how guys' ego is like when they make a girl like come or orgasm. I think what's a real good turn on is like limp too hard. I think that's a turn on for me. Just like the fact that that it is like limp to hard, like, so I get it, but I don't want it limp.
It's a process.
Yeah, I don't want it limp though, but limp to hard that's something I look forward to when I get married.
Who do you guys think is gonna adapt better to the coming sex robots, men or women?
Oh, men.
Men. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be more men are gonna spend money on it, because women, they already have this, what is it called? Like, I see a lot of people talk about the Rilla Rose thing. It's like, it's a sex toy now.
A vibrator?
No, it's called, it's a vibrator, but it's like something I heard it's very popular now. It's like a rose or something like that.
Clit sucker thingy.
Oh, that's what it does. Okay,
Yeah,
no,
there's
I
lots
think
of
women are
different
gonna
things.
buy them all the time. What do you
but I think
mean?
men would be more because it's a
Well, let's
a
see how
popular
much they
thing.
cost.
Okay,
All right.
but
So
I feel
is
like
the-
men, they like buying expensive cars, so why not like a sex
But
robot?
it's not
Like
something you advertise. Not like someone's gonna be like, "Hey, want to check out Kiki?"
You never know.
Is the
I got a diamond
objection
encrusted Kiki.
is the objection to make sex more accessible and technologies just being kinder to humans, or is it actually trying to phase out the actual act of sex and the want for real sex?
He's against it. I feel
So
it.
populations get smaller, people, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I
do
think-
you really think they're creating these to cater to the bountiful options for people to have more sexual preferences? I don't think so. I think they're
it's
being
more nefarious.
You think it's intentional?
Extremely nefarious. Extremely. I mean, everything else that's going on is pointing in that same direction. You know.
So much talk
I
about
think
population.
I think it's probably going to be a purely financial gain. I don't think that there's a conspiracy for it, but I do think, Brandon, that the end result, whether it's a conspiracy or not, I mean,
Doesn't matter.
it's going to have some negative consequences, I think, in terms of relationships between the genders.
People still watch porn and get off on porn, and it's fine, but they still want a real partner. They're just mimicking the actual. So you can have all the sex robot love you want. It's never going to compare to the real thing. So
I don't
it's
think
just.
it's
But it could
mutually
affect
exclusive, though.
expectations. Think about how porn has affected expectations.
Think about the therapy you need screwing a mannequin for 3 years and then trying to get with somebody real. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, it's just going to be like porn but worse.
Well, it might actually be the case that people, when they, and this might sound crazy, when they partner up with a robot, they actually have a more fulfilling relationship with a robot than with a real person. That's what I think is going to be scary, and I think that's coming.
Because the thing is, like, yes, it's not real, but like the same thing happens with porn. Like, it's not real, but your lower brain functions don't care.
Yes. I get what you're saying.
So, Tamara, final thought or question for the panel?
My final thought, or actually question, is: are you guys gonna get together? Like, this has been a very
What? Huh? What?
them two.
We should hang out sometime.
Wait, has there been a?
It's been you haven't saw that spark that they've been having.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah,
spark
I definitely see it. A little
the
tension
whole
for
way
sure.
there.
Has there? This is a matchmaking show now.
This is.
Oh my god, it's
Chuck
dating.
Woolery,
She's
move over.
always agreeing with him, and he's just after the ending. If you saw his eyes went straight to Cat Lake. You saw it. I saw it.
You're kind of putting
Wow,
her
he-
on the spot, though. I mean, I don't. Thoughts?
not
totally
THOTS,
fair.
THOUGH.
So your final question is?
Are you guys gonna like connect after this? And
We should hang out sometime.
I think that's my answer.
Okay. All right.
there it is.
That
I'll
was.
I'll give you an update in the
All right,
future.
guys. See, this is why you should come on the show. You're Bronie. You can meet a cat lady. I mean, it's
I mean, furries and
Magic.
bronies are
Magical.
very, very similar.
indeed. Okay, do you have a final thought or question?
Well, I just want to say thank you for everyone being here and like doing this. I know we all have different opinions on different things, and I think that's an important thing to realize, that people have different opinions and can sit down and have a conversation about it. I think too often we have a lot of censorship in media right now. You say something that's on your mind and you just get shut down immediately. I mean, we all watched this Andrew Tate guy, and I don't agree with it. I don't, but he might be a fun guy to hang out. I have no idea. This is the first time I heard of him. First impressions aren't everything. And follow Magic Meows. We are a cat-inspired cannabis company. We're all cat people that run the company, and we want more cat people to smoke weed, because that's what we do. We smoke weed, hang out with cats, and dance a little bit.
Are you just baked right now?
I wish I was baked.
Right
I would
on.
I didn't step out for a smoke break at all, and I didn't have an edible or anything, so
Okay.
I need a little catnip myself. So,
Still have the treats if you want them.
Yeah, we got the treats, but thanks.
I guess the final thing I would say is everyone has different perspectives on dating, and you just need to communicate with each other. And everyone has their boundaries. You just respect their boundaries, and that's it.
Yeah.
Kiki, final thought?
Can I be your chair?
Okay, Brian, final
Okay,
thought?
so first of all, I agree. Everyone here has been really nice. It's cool. Y'all are cool, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope all the viewers have a great day. And I hope Brian has a great day. Speaking of, we have had multiple requests in the chat. Brian, you never gave us your body count, apparently.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah. What is it?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a man of God. I'm a very discreet individual. That is just
Wow.
not something that I
He
disclose.
can dish it, but he can't
So-
take it.
Yeah.
What can I
Okay.
say?
Or
I'm a
can he
hypocrite.
take
I mean,
it?
that's like most men
Oh.
with pegging.
He might be able to take it.
He's probably taking it a lot.
Yeah.
You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. Brandon.
I love diversity. I respect and appreciate everyone that came on today. I'm grounded in my own ways, and I'm very set. But I appreciate diversity, and it's an honor and a privilege to shoot the shit with all of you.
Yeah.
It's been an honor.
Yeah, just picking it back off of what Lady Clacker said and Brandon, thanks for everyone being respectful. It's hard coming out being yourself, especially talking about your body count and who you've had sex with. So thanks for being cool, guys.
Okay. We're not going to wrap up quite yet, probably in about 5-10 minutes. Just have a few little things to go over. So some people in the chat are mentioning about Andrew Tate. I haven't watched his reveal, but someone was saying that he was saying, oh, can anyone confirm or deny? Because I saw some comments, people were saying, oh, he was saying it's all an act. I hope he doesn't say that, because, he needs to own up to him being controversial. Like, it'd be a pretty big cope to say, you know what, I was just joking about everything I said. It was just an act. I think that'd be a bad way to go out, but I'm not sure if that's what he said. But I don't know if you guys in the chat can let us know, like, kind of what he... Oh, Mike Davis! Oh, my God.
Is he here?
Okay, we got to keep going for Mike.
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis. Oh, and Paisley's walking off.
Mike
as Mike Davis
Davis.
is coming.
What's
How can, I don't see anyone with the name Mike Davis. Where are you seeing that?
He's here in spirit, all right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to pull up on the StreamYard. But Mike Davis, what's up, man? I'll pull that up in just a sec. So, and Usagi Akimbo, thank you for joining, man. All right, did you just join Usagi, or are you just here?
He asked for a range.
Yeah, you're letting the people down, Brian. Give them what they want.
They want it too.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh my
here it
God.
is. I see it.
Wow, Mike Davis got money.
All right, here we go. Mike Davis. Yo, just tuning in. Mike Davis, thank you for this $20 super chat. I hope some of y'all have been keeping these females in check for me, and tell Brandon I still want that vitamin D. Mike Davis, can you write in the chat? It doesn't have to be a super chat. We're inviting you to come to Santa Barbara. Come be on the podcast. Come be part of the panel. We want you on. Let us know if you're down. Brandon, do you have a response to Mr. Mike Davis?
No.
Oh, come on. You got more than that. You got more than that, Brandon.
What do you want me to say to that, bro? Vitamin D, come on.
He wants to say
I'm
maybe.
damned if I do and damned if I don't, so no.
I take it
No
that's
means
a
no.
euphemism for something?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say, dude, Mike Davis, you missed out. We were hoping. I brought on a group of degenerates here. No offense.
Absolute degenerates.
Absolute
for sure.
degenerates. And you were gone, Mike Davis. This panel was for you.
There's a cat.
So we'll hang out a little bit for
Fucking
Mike
furry.
Davis. We'll chat with Mike Davis.
Not a furry.
Mike
I just like making fun of furries.
Oh, wow. Who recorded that?
Let's see. Yo,
Sounds
Mike
sexy.
Davis. Let us know in the chat if you're down to come on the show, Santa Barbara.
Come.
It's beautiful here.
I'm so mature.
Love it.
Yeah, and also Mike Davis, where do you live, man? Let's get you to Santa Barbara.
What's your
Give
address?
us your address.
Yeah, I mean, he said Burger
Social.
Burger King, BK.
IP.
So, anyways, Mike Davis, good to see you, man. Good to see you. And did we miss a super chat, or are we? What? Why are you pulling that up, Chris? What do you? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, so we can see that.
So we can
Sure,
see
sure.
Mr. Davis.
Wait, we got. Didn't we get some other super chats, Chris? Come on.
I don't. I think we've gone through them all. There was Mike Davis, and then
Hold on.
the guy asking about Brian's political views.
You have such a
Oh.
radio voice, Chris. I never realized.
He has a very sonorous.
Yeah, you ever
voice.
gonna bring Chris on?
Yeah.
If we can get someone to be on the ones and twos, then definitely.
I'll get someone for the ones and twos if you get Chris on.
Yeah. So
Mike Davis.
you know, I was actually.
Yeah.
Mike Davis, what's your body count?
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D. You know, I was actually hoping that there would be a bit more disagreement on this panel. You guys were too agreeable.
I
Degenerates-
wasn't. I had
So
some
sorry.
feedback.
Y'all were just too agreeable.
Degenerates
I
don't
want-
have a lot of discord.
Who
They
did you
all,
think was gonna
Degenerates,
fight?
yeah. If,
I had
like
some
the more
feedback.
controversial you are in your like preferences, I feel like you're more open to accepting other people. So the weirder people get, the more they're like open. You're gonna get someone super normal. They're gonna have really defined opinions.
and no wrong answers.
Yeah, like
Do whatever you want to do.
you asked for freaks, you got them.
I guess so. Yeah. So is Mike Davis? Come on, bro.
Wait, do the sound
Wait.
again,
In the
please.
chat. Do which
Oh
sound?
no.
The Mike Davis sound.
There's a Mike. I didn't know there was a Mike Davis.
You missed it?
Mike
How
that
could
just
you?
Chris?
I don't know if that's just Chris talking.
No,
Like,
that's
That's
Chris.
Chris.
yeah, it's not even a clip. It's just him.
That's
Yeah.
a voiceover.
It's just me feeling out the moment right
Wait,
now.
We
could,
gotta-
could you do a live one,
Okay,
please?
here's the thing. You guys were just too nice. We need to argue
No,
about
all right,
something.
I'm not nice.
What do you
We
want to
need
argue
to-
about?
We need
What do you wanna
to.
argue
We need to have
about?
some debate.
Oh, I
some
got
argument.
one. I got one.
Something.
I got one.
Okay, what?
I think more guys should pee sitting down.
I do.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Are you trolling? I feel like you're just trolling.
No,
I've
I
never
agree.
thought about that.
So-
I had a boyfriend
so-
for a long
It's
time
just
that did that.
When you are incarcerated, to respectfully piss amongst your cellie, to avoid the splash of urine and toilet water, you do sit down on your boxers, slip your shit out between the little convenient slot, and piss sitting down. That is something that grown-ass men, killers, do in state prison, California, as far as I know. They sit down to piss when they have a cellie because it's respectful, noise-wise, splash-wise. You don't got to wipe the seat for nothing. So, not a bad idea for those reasons, but out here in the streets, how you going to squat on a urinal?
Well,
Wait,
I
but
mean,
when you're
I'm-
out in the streets,
I'm talking about like in the home.
have you carried those same behaviors to this day?
When I first got out, I was sitting down.
You were
just out
sitting
of habit.
down.
Like, why would I piss all over, sister's toilet seat? I
Sure,
just sit down
sure.
and make it more convenient. But you get out of that quick. Flip it
So
up.
if you are in the prison, if you're in prison and someone's standing up and pissing, is it?
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to
I had
shoot
I had
the
a,
bitch?
I had a guy move in when I was in county jail, not this county over, and he came in with all his bedroll. He had a piss real quick, stood up, pissed. As soon as he was done washing his hands, when he turned around, hey bro, can we have a talk real quick about taking a piss standing up? Would you mind sitting down? And to avoid the splash, you're piss wiping on the toilet seat when you're done, wasting toilet paper. I mean, it's just different locked up. So, for respect reasons and cleanliness, sitting down pissing when locked up is a courtesy shared amongst people that know how to do time correctly.
Interesting.
Still
Interesting.
isn't an argument. It's still just like a nice
Yeah.
conversation.
So here, let me. I think I got it. So, do you think, in order to achieve that we should remove urinals from bathrooms?
You can keep the urinals. I'm just talking about like, when you're at home. Like if you live with someone, like if you live with a bunch of girls, like put your toilet seat down. You know, if you're gonna wipe and clean up after yourself, then yeah, stand up, do it. You
But
know,
even if you wipe, you're just smearing piss. Unless you're gonna incorporate like spray, vinegar, water.
this is where the argument begins, right
seriously,
here.
you're
Yeah, there it is.
smearing
Finally,
piss
got it.
for the next person to sit down and they get,
Yeah, so it's better to sit.
I have a question.
What's
It's
up?
very sexual or whatever. Okay,
She's
so
a freak.
I'm listening to men, and it looks like that's an etiquette that men wipe their penises after they pee.
What?
What?
Yes, but there are some men who don't wipe their penises after they pee, and then you want a girl give them head.
Shake.
Like,
you shake.
Oh, you shake. Okay.
You shake.
It depends on context. Like if
Is
you
that,
accidentally
like,
get pee
is-
all over it, then yeah, wipe
Do
it.
you guys wipe or do you guys shake?
Every single time after I pee, I always run my dick under the sink.
Yeah. Arjun is prepared. He said, anybody, equality, I want to be clean.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Sometimes I like when it dribbles down my leg.
Oh.
Really?
It's comforting.
Honestly, that's the sweetest thing we've heard from you.
See, cleanliness. And girls, see, some men and men that do that are the men who likes head, and then you don't even clean it, and you want to put it in
you
the
should
girl's
always
mouth.
clean it before
would you
like
know?
that.
Because listen to the
smell.
etiquette of it.
But it's like such a
smell.
little amount of
Shower
Arjun,
before you do
smell
oral
the
shit.
Smell.
You're married.
just a minimal 3-shake jiggle and button up.
But you said you wipe, so I was.
No, I'm
listening
talking.
to
I
you.
never take toilet paper and wipe my dick after I piss. I'm talking about people that piss in a toilet seat and then go wipe it off like they just
Wait,
cleaned
Arjun.
it, when really they just smeared it on the toilet seat for the next person to sit down.
So men don't wipe their dicks after they pee.
I do not.
Is that
Generally,
a
no.
thing?
Arjun, are you washing
I
your
would-
dick in
If I
public
was going
sinks?
to get
No,
a
no,
blowjob,
not
No,
I would
no
wipe
public
my dick
sink.
and probably take
I'll
a
just
shower
dive.
because that's. I mean, depending on the context, because yeah, you want it cleaner for someone sucking it than you do for just like day-to-day living.
Doesn't piss come out sterile anyway?
It
Yes.
is. It is.
But piss in your pants, like if it dries on your boxers, it smells. You know.
You smell pee-pee.
Yeah, it smells
That's why you change.
You gotta drink a lot of water.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to drink water.
However, because I do not use toilet paper or a wipe it or whatever after I piss, I'm still very clean. Just want to make that clear.
Ladies, you hear the comments. You hear
I think
what they're
Mike's
saying.
just
They don't
letting us
wipe
down today.
their
He's not going to post any
penises.
spiciness.
I'm a patient pisser. I wait until I'm done before I button up.
Wait, did we get another one?
Do you
from
guys
What? Go ahead.
when you pee? Do you spell stuff out? I heard that's a thing.
In the snow,
when
absolutely.
you're like,
Why
a
wouldn't
middle
I would do
schooler.
Spirals
that?
are the
It
best.
sounds like it's fun.
See,
I'm not gonna-
I know what you're freaky about.
Pee?
Oh.
You're
What?
into some like
Water
pee play.
sports.
Water
You're
sports.
Water
you're in play.
sports.
Golden
no,
shower.
No, okay, like
It
I'm
was
not
the
gonna lie.
10-year
When I get
celibate
married,
that did
it's
it.
going
Yeah.
down. Like I got some ideas when I get married.
It was the 10-year break
tell
that
us
really
yeah.
gave her that.
I
Tell
like
us
okay
your-
when I
tell
get
us your
married.
ideas.
When I get married, I wanna have sex on a nude beach, for
Okay,
sure.
cute.
Okay.
right
just-
down the road right here in Goleta.
Like, and then I heard about
Brandon
balcony
wants to
sex, so I
watch.
want that when I get married. I have like a list of things that I want to do with my husband. So,
Do you have like a rape fetish? Like you want your husband
that's
to
a
like
do I have any
Spicy one.
fetishes?
pin you
like
down
rape.
and like rape you, like mock
Let-
rape
let's
you?
call
and
it
stuff like that?
Consensual non-consent.
Let's call it
Yeah,
CNC.
yeah,
CNC.
Consent.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Some people are into
It can
that.
be the term can be
I don't think I have
Yeah,
any.
maybe
I don't have
CNC.
any kinks. It's just things that I want to do. Like I want to, yeah, some things. Like you know how, as a single woman and as a woman that desires marriage, I'm around the house when I'm around my apartment, my place. There's places, I want to
The kitchen counter.
just explore with
You
my
want to
person.
do vanilla stuff, non-vanilla.
I'm not gonna lie. Depends on who my partner is. I'm married. I'm open. It depends. There's some stuff I will not
So
do.
this is only happening with
I'm
a
not
married,
submissive,
This is only
like-
happening with a married partner.
This was only happening with a married partner because remember
Hold on. We have a super chat here from Mr. Mike Davis. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Mike Davis. Very much appreciate your support week after week. Appreciate you, Bryan, but I'm a business owner, no cap, and have no time anytime soon to fly across the country. I'll fly Brandon out here first. Can you put it on?
Brandon.
Can you put it on? Okay.
Flew it out.
I'll fly Brandon out here first class, though.
Fly you out.
Brandon.
Come on. You
I
have to
think you
take that
should
off
take
her.
it.
You want to see the
Brandon.
world? Come
So
on.
we have St. Jude's charity going on, Mr. Mike Davis. If you can donate, throw a figure out there.
Wait,
I might,
how much
I
do they
might, I
donate
might
to get at
consider
you?
going to New York. I don't know if
Flew
I'll
out.
actually meet you, but I'll definitely take a free trip to New York, maybe round trip.
His hand gets
Go
everywhere.
right.
It's got to be for a good nonprofit. Got to be for a good cause. I'm not going to make an ass out of myself for nothing. So
That's a good question.
Go to Coney Island, ride the cyclone.
what the hell's that?
It's a roller coaster in Coney Island. It's
Never heard of
famous. It's one of the oldest roller coasters in the world.
Okay.
I rode the Superman in Magic Mountain, and that was it.
All right. I think Chris, can you lower the volume just a little bit?
come
Put
out
it to
right?
40.
Yeah.
Front to back, by the way.
I rode the Superman in Magic Mountain.
You got to.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Front to back.
Well, maybe a little last minute debate? Is there?
What do you want to
Okay,
master?
body-
Wait.
Fuck cops.
She said
Oh,
that.
shit.
Okay, that one I feel like we're
Okay.
all gonna say fuck cops. So I don't know if it's even
Who
like
likes cops?
not.
Oh Jesus.
I don't think anybody at this table.
Okay, well here's
I like
one.
police
Would you
dogs.
hate fuck a cop?
Will you
Ooh, that's
hate a
controversial
cop?
right
Hate
there.
fuck a cop.
I have.
You know what? Wait. I have this to say. There was a girl who was supposed to be on the show who is a law enforcement officer. She was supposed to be here today, but she flaked like 2 hours before she was going to come up. She's a little cutie though,
Flaky
Brandon.
cops.
So,
Okay, I'll hate fuck
but
her.
she flaked last minute. So, I'm kind of leaning towards, you know what I'm saying, like
See?
fuck them.
Hey, cat.
But
Ah, yes.
but
cats are beautiful.
because she flaked. But okay.
We need law and order, right?
No, I was gonna say like
Some sort.
we need law
We
enforcement.
need law and order, and
law
we need her to
enforcement.
show up with her cuffs.
Oh
Wait,
shit!
is that what you want?
Oh
I'm
shit!
down.
Wait.
I don't mind cuffs
Yeah.
as long as I have the key.
All right, let me try to stir this for 5
You get
minutes.
to
and
know
if
the
it-
person really
Trying
well
his
first.
damnedest.
No, I like
trying
total
his
stranger.
best. You got it.
I'm gonna try to stir this, and if it
Ryan,
doesn't
you
work,
got it.
let's see.
How do you guys feel about water?
Okay, shut up, Chris.
Love it.
You
Water.
die without it.
Okay,
got
body
it.
count matters. We don't want to wife up the town bicycle. Anything, guys? I'm trying.
What do you
I'm
mean?
trying.
I feel like you got to do better. This is
Chris, can you ask something crazy, please? Chris, I know you can do it.
Oh, you're asking me.
You
okay,
can piss people off.
Chris, tell us about that date you were talking about on the ride over.
Beyonce sucks.
She
sucks dick. I think-
Beyonce.
Pineapple goes on pizza.
Okay, that pissed me off. No,
Okay,
okay.
yes, it's great. It's
There you
amazing.
go.
The cheese and
How
the
dare
pineapple
you
together.
do that?
Fucking
Yo, we
tangy,
I'm-
sugary.
Oh my God, cute.
Fruit does not go with salty, cheesy pizza. It just
How
doesn't-
dare
it
you
doesn't
put
go.
pineapple?
We got.
Brandon, are you gonna do
Hold
the...
on, hold on. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. I got a great cause. Let's do the LGBTQ parade, Brandon. I'm a bake your outfit. Any response, Brandon?
Mike, if you only knew how not gay I was, you wouldn't even waste your time with comments like that, brother. But
No femboy Brandon?
no, I respect all people because I'm as down to earth like that, and I'm real, and everyone's different. Everyone's got different programming, and I respect it. But sorry, bro.
What's really interesting is the people
trying,
that he
guys.
can fly out. It's like right here, and he's like going straight for Brandon. That's
Well, you know what? I actually do think that Mike
want
Davis,
Have.
Mike Davis, I think has a preference for born again Christian
You
women.
think?
Wait, is Mike
Born
Davis
again?
gay?
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
no, Mike Davis. I think
Extremely.
he's
It's
straight.
just everything.
No, I think he's just fine. He's just
He's
fucking
just
around.
He's living his life.
He
But
kicked
okay.
open the closet door hard
He's
last
gonna say
week.
something
He's fucking
crazy.
with you because you're like the most
Stormed
normie.
out of the closet like boom.
Hit
Vitamin
you in the
D,
face.
Brandon.
Just say he's the most normie.
Yeah.
I don't-
Well, as far as
Really?
sex views and stuff.
I
Well, I don't. Okay.
Like we're all weird,
I would say
weird.
Paisley was
okay. I can
but
accept
you
them.
come off as more normal.
nah.
So he's choosing
I've
you to mess with.
mastered the art of
I
weirdness.
think secretly the weirdest one is Brian, and I mean our host, not Brian.
He really
You
found
know,
us like
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
In
individually.
today's
yeah.
world, Brian is normal.
Oh, I have a question.
Wait,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Liberal
that.
degeneracy.
I have a question for everyone. This is, and maybe
Wait.
anyone in
And,
the
yo, go ahead. You.
has anyone ever met someone who has a black market organ?
The fuck?
You know how people like sell their
They would
kidney? You know, like
I don't think they. I think can they say that? Can they?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I got a black market kidney, I'd be telling my
I
friends.
know
be like,
someone
"Bro."
who got
I mean,
an organ
I'm
in a way
totally
that was
uncomfortable 'cause,
purchased.
you know.
What are you talking about? Like a pipe organ?
No, like
A body
like
organ.
a body
like
organ.
a heart, kidney.
Beyond like
transplant.
breast implants.
Yes, like a
Okay,
bodily organ.
I got an idea. I got an idea here. Feminism is cancer.
Oh my God, we know where you're going with this
Okay,
one.
well,
Try again.
Anybody?
I don't want to do the
Can-
patriarchy
Try
thing.
harder.
I don't want to. I don't want to do the myth one. Can we
Troll
choose a different
harder.
one?
Paisley?
What? Oh
Go-
my God.
This one's the most
like-
boring.
Are you okay? Who here identifies as a feminist? Jesus.
It's not my answer. It's
Okay,
like,
Paisley, do you
I know where
identify
it's
as a
going.
feminist? Yes or no?
What's the definition? It changes every day.
And it
Modern CNN political feminism.
No, I don't think so. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I
Whenever
don't
you
understand
hear
what that means.
feminism coming off
So,
of
okay.
media.
What?
I just heard CNN.
I guess one definition, supposedly, allegedly, is
Allegedly.
equality between the genders. Now, I think that's bullshit. Feminism is women's advocacy. I don't think feminism is about equality. I believe it's about women's advocacy. They will fight for equality when it benefits women, but when there is no benefit to be reaped, even if it means equality, they will not fight for it. That is my sense of what feminism is.
It's a pretty gross
think it-
generalization.
I think that's a pretty accurate
I
generalization.
feel like people like relabel things over time. Like I agree that like the system wise, like, you know, there's a system where, you know, some people doing the same exact job, different genders, and they're getting paid
Differently?
Yeah, they're getting paid. I think that's unfair. So that's when I say, okay, I'm a feminist. Okay, I think that's unfair. If I'm a manager and you're a manager, and I've been in my job maybe 30 years, you just got hired maybe a year, and you're getting paid more than me. Same credentials, look very similar, and I'm getting paid less, you getting more. I think that's not okay. But as far as like, I don't know. I have to be very careful with my views, but that I would say I'm a feminist in that right as far as equality is in the system wise. But as far as like me saying that, you know, I can carry my own groceries, I feel like I can independent woman. But if I believe a man has a role to play in society within the woman male relationship, but that's my 2 cents.
I think in this aspect, I would go more of a humanist. I think there's a
Or
lot
egalitarian.
of, you know, I ain't one of them scientifical types, but I would like to say that men go through a lot of the same issues women go through, just in a different way. Like body image, they have to look a certain way, they have to eat a certain thing, they have to act manly. You know, you can't get deodorant that says lavender because then all of a sudden, you know, you are a wimp.
Gay.
So that being said, it's okay if society just falls apart and ends whichever way it goes.
Back around to the.
Oh no.
Callista.
I thought the word
I
is
mean-
antinatalism. That's what you're describing.
I don't know. I think I agree with it. Just varies. Like it. Sometimes it's more aggressive. Sometimes it's not. So like in the way that I would like to be equal with other people, like yes, but in the way that one is superior to the other, no.
Yeah.
Okay, Bryan, I guess it's going to be a debate between me and you.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember the words. There's a difference between being the same and being equal, and obviously men and women on the whole are not the same, but like should they be equal more or less? And there are going to be different traditional, you know, there's going to be gender roles and whatnot, and I think these can inform us, but they shouldn't define people, and that has improved a lot. It was only like in the 70s that a woman could get like a bank account without her husband's approval, or like no fault divorce I don't think was even around in some places until the 90s. And again, that's just like in America. Obviously there's tons of issues elsewhere. So can feminism be toxic? Yeah, just like everything else, but I think it definitely exists for a reason, and there's a lot more work to do. But you know, the other thing is that one, and I don't know if this is true because I don't hang out with like men's rights activists, but a lot of times when they like complain about feminism, well, they're not doing a bunch to address male issues either. Like, you know, like, don't go into a feminist space complaining about male issues when it's meant to be a feminist space. Complain about male issues, you know, literally anywhere that's not specifically designated to be a feminist space. And
I mean, what if I told you that feminists have proactively attempted to destroy male spaces and get rid of them?
It's true.
Boy Scouts?
Well, first of all, the Boy Scouts have a lot bigger issues than that.
Fair enough.
And I mean, I feel like, again, ultimately gender is a construct. Like what male and female mean can vary for different people.
I have something to kind of piggyback on that. I run a comedy night called Alley Cats, and a lot of dudes come, and there's a lot of rape jokes and molestation jokes, and I think they're funny. There's a lot of women that complain about it. And the thing is, you don't know how that person on stage is processing. You don't know if that comedian has been raped and that's their part of therapy and how they're going through it. You see a white dude making jokes and then it's like, oh, you can't do that, you know, but you're going into a comedy show. So it's all jokes. It's not to be intended to be a speech about that. It's a joke. And I think that's what's happening to a lot of male safe places, I guess, that what you're saying is that women are going into places to destroy that. And that's true, just as men have done that to women for a long time. You know, at the end of the day, we just got to focus on being better. If we want to survive, if you want to create a society and live forever, you have to be better.
Well, I do agree with you that there's a war on comedy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen that, you know, people getting upset over jokes. We've seen it with Dave Chappelle. We've seen it with a variety of comics.
Donald Trump.
In general,
Cat
I think
Williams.
punch up, don't punch down is like a really good. rule
You
to
can
follow.
punch down, right?
I guess you can. I don't really find it particularly funny, but then.
But so who? Okay, when you say punch down, can you expand on what you mean by that? So are men not allowed to joke about women,
No,
but
they
women are
are.
allowed to joke about men?
They are, but like don't.
But isn't that
basically-
punching down?
You should just be funny. I think if you're not funny, it doesn't work.
And I feel like the funnier you are, the more you can get away with. I don't agree that there's jokes that things can't be funny. I think you can make Holocaust jokes that are funny. Doesn't mean you should. It's less about is something funny and more about is this the space and the appropriate joke to tell in this space.
And a lot of people just do jokes for shock value and cringe factor, and like you said,
Which is-
it's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, if you make it funny, I'll laugh at a rape joke. But if you just talk about, you know, because I have
Can we call it grape?
Grape, yeah.
Let's call it grape.
Yeah, something
or
like
essay.
that. SN, you know,
Oh,
people
no.
make jokes like that, and it's not funny just for, you know, to get everyone's attention. But, you know, I've laughed at a grape joke here and there. It's not something I'm proud of, but it can be funny.
I agree with Kat, though. You don't know how people are processing. I know people specifically that actually make jokes about stuff that's very baby insensitive, but it's a part of their processing.
Yeah.
Allowing that space. I know people talk about, suicide or different things like that because they actually were in that space and laughter allowed them to. It was therapy to them. So it is true. You don't know how people process. So.
I think, you know, content warnings, as much as people make fun of them, I think they are important for stuff like that. Do you need a content warning talking about grilled cheese sandwiches? Probably not. Do you need a content warning talking about grape or suicide? Probably. I think that's a good thing. Maybe not in a comedy club where you know you're going in, there's going to be edgy stuff, but like, you know, like on a Facebook post, if I'm making a really dark joke, I will add a content warning because people process it different ways and some people might not.
Correct.
Yeah, it might not be a good time.
Okay.
I do agree with that. Like a content warning, but then that's people being responsible, right? And so a lot of times people feel like I'm not going to do all that. So it's just one of those things of you have to kind of, I know it's kind of hard. You have to self-advocate for yourself and be able to process those emotions because no one is responsible for your emotions except yourself. Something I'm learning. You know, I've been in uncomfortable states where things were happening. I was like, that would have been nice if I had a warning, but that's my responsibility to remove myself. And sometimes we follow people knowing darn well these are things that are insensitive or, you know, so I agree with you.
Yeah.
This is America. We got free speech.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, stop.
Except for Andrew Tate on YouTube.
Right.
Well, okay,
but that's
so
a private
that's a
company.
private- yeah.
They can do that.
No, but
if they don't
okay,
want to. It's fine.
it is a private company, but I do think the concept of freedom of speech, I know that it protects you from negative consequences from the government, but freedom of speech transcends what's enshrined in the First Amendment. Freedom of speech is a idea, a concept that should be valued on a social and cultural level beyond just the privileges and rights that have been given to us by the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because the Constitution isn't an end-all be-all of
so
morality.
100%. I mean, they are a corporation that they are free to moderate how they choose, and if they want to ban someone, they can. But we should be having a discussion of, well, why is the social climate as such that that's happening, and should people be deplatformed or banned? So,
and it's an extremely complex question. The gray areas of life are usually where these discussions are happening, because there are places that are fairly black and white. Most people are not going to disagree that someone shouldn't be on, say, YouTube spreading just blatant Nazi propaganda. But there's some folks who do think that's okay, and it's just the more controversial you get, the more people are going to agree. And then, so Andrew Tate's someone who falls in that gray area where there is a lot of disagreement about should this be allowed, should this be not, under what circumstances, etc.
So can we not all agree that Bob Marley, the legend, the Bob Marley, was very for the people, anti-political, anti-establishment? He was grassroots back in the day, like real talk, right? Well, one of Bob Marley's best sayings, he says more than once in a couple of his songs, was down with isms and schisms. Anything that has an ism at the end of it or a schism is something that came from the people, the government trounced on, flipped it around, made it this, this, and that, and then presented it back to the people to run with, so they can basically crash dummy themselves, trip over their own laces politically, and have a whole lot of loud banter and rioting and protesting, but go absolutely nowhere but inverted self-destruction. That comes from Bob Marley. So for me personally, anything with an ism or a schism on it, not just because of what Bob Marley said, but just seeing shit for what it is growing up, I agree with them.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a super chat here from Mr. Sam
Excuse me?
Azam.
Azam.
Did you know him?
I love self-empowered women. I just want to say that.
You like Marley?
I do.
Let's smoke it up and listen sometime. Wait, I don't smoke.
Okay, super chat, $20 super chat. Brickson, Bryan, for the love of God, stop making blanket overgeneralizations that all guys prefer girls with a lower body count. That's just not true. Neither I nor any of my friends prefer that. You gotta get out more, bro.
Touch grass.
I mean,
so it's a Sam, a Zam.
Wait, Bryan?
Sam,
Like which Bryan?
This
That
one,
one.
maybe.
The one with the eye.
So,
Both have
okay,
eyes.
it is a generalization I am making. So I'm not saying all guys prefer girls with a lower body count, but I mean, do you just not care? Like, I'm just trying to understand.
Wait, why do you care about someone's body count though?
I can list off a couple reasons, but
I
mean,
feel like this one's a good one.
Yeah, I think you have
I
to
feel like
tell
you
us.
should tell. I feel like you should tell
Yeah.
us. You want us to fight? I feel like you should tell
Yeah,
us.
this guy won't even reveal his
Yeah,
own
like come
body count.
on.
so
Pussy.
what the fuck? So,
Little bitch.
I mean, the first one is STDs. If
That's
someone's
fair.
slept with a lot of people, I think that's a big one. They're more likely to have an STD. So
Have them
if
get
That's
tested
bad. What
and
if they get
show
checked
you.
regularly?
have them get tested. Okay, so
Yeah, like-
let me ask you guys a question. Of the people that have sex with a new partner for the first time, do you think would you say that more than 50% are getting tested before they're having sex for the first time? I would say no. I would say most people are hooking up. Things are very casual, extremely casual. People are meeting at bars, going home, fucking that night. You think they're getting STD tests. So okay, get tested. Most people are not getting tested
Depends
like
on
that.
the population.
Furthermore, in addition to that, in addition to things just being incredibly casual, Jesus, where do I go with this? In addition to just being incredibly casual, there's no guarantee that a girl that you sleep with is only sleeping with you. She could be sleeping with 1, 2, 3 other men. You have to assume going in, if you're going on a date with a girl, if you're going to sleep with a girl, that she's fucking somebody else. And she might not be honest about it with you. You can even ask. You can even be overt about it. Hey, are you currently seeing anyone else? If she's really into you, and she's sleeping with somebody else, you think she's going to be honest? No.
Yes,
So,
that just depends on the girl.
no.
Like,
I'm not saying all women would lie, but some women are not going to be forthcoming about the other people that are talking to.
I think that's
And
fair.
same,
also
same with
sleeping
guys,
with
though. Same with
people?
guys.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to make something clear. Women are totally free to also have this preference of having someone who's less promiscuous, who has slept with less people.
That's fair.
And women can certainly have these exact same concerns that if I sleep with someone who's promiscuous, there could be an STD risk. So, STD risks is a big thing. And also if they're sleeping with a bunch of people, there's some STD, even if you do get tested, it could be a false false negative, false positive. Some STDs take a while to appear. Some are more dormant. I don't even think when you go and get an STD test, they're not doing like a full fucking panel for all the STDs. They can, but most people are going to do chlamydia, gonorrhea, and maybe HIV.
I had to get one because the blood plasma donation center gave me a false negative, and now I'm no longer allowed to donate ever again. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
so they fucked up.
God damn it.
So
dude, that was $150 a week.
Oh my god, where's the line?
I'm just pulling this back up just so I can reference it.
You gotta draw a line somewhere. That's true of everything in life.
So listen, I think some guys probably don't care, right? Some guys maybe don't care because maybe they've never heard or thought that most men have very low standards, have no preferences, have no boundaries or anything.
Wait, you're still making a blanket over generalization.
Or
So
they're
we
just
dial
like,
it back. Let's
I'll
go
worry
back
about
again.
it later. We'll get a shot of that penicillin later. We ain't worried about it. A lot of guys are like that. Like, fuck it.
But
I'll
I mean,
worry.
you make generalizations about all sorts of things. I mean,
Yeah, fair.
I want to make it clear. I don't think every single man in the entire world cares about body count. Some guys don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fair.
They don't care. I think for long-term relationships, most men, and I say most, when I say most, I don't know what percentage breakdown that would be, but I think if you ask most men, I think they would care about a woman's body count. So, and besides the STD thing, so they've done studies on this. A woman who's more promiscuous, who's had more sexual partners, is more likely to report relationship dissatisfaction in either a long-term relationship or in a marriage, more likely to more likely to result in the relationship being broken up or divorce. They've done studies on this. So the higher the body count, the more likely you are to be divorced. So there's that.
That's for women and men, though.
It's for
Not just
both,
women.
but it does seem to be a bit.
Margins.
According to the studies,
Get a little closer.
according to the studies, it does seem to have a bigger impact on women.
The fucking population.
Yeah, we got another super chat. This one's related, so I'll pull it up. But.
While he's pulling that up, Steven, they don't care about what drugs you do as long as you're not injecting stuff with needles. That's the one thing they do care
Did
about,
Tamara
which I
leave?
don't do.
Or is she still here? Stephen Krug, $5 super chat. High body count equals statistically more likely to foster unstable family, be less committed in a relationship, and end in divorce. Sounds like population collapse. Stephen Krug with the population collapse. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Oh, Steven, go be quiverful or whatever and have 18 kids then. That's your choice, my dude.
But yeah, just to continue addressing this thing, let me see if I can pull this back up again. Here we go. So...
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I love shit shows.
So I got to get out more, bro. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of men on this, Sam, and oh wait, did he leave another one? No, he just left it $1. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Bryan.
Yeah.
Thanks for opening up to us.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
really
thank you.
sincere.
We really
You know,
appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
we support your opinions.
What?
Amazing.
I don't know if you're being facetious.
No,
I
we're
know.
being.
I don't know if you're being facetious
You've
there.
had some hard shit happen to you. I mean, you're
Hard shit.
you're like jaded as fuck. Someone gives you a compliment, and
what?
you're like, whoa.
Yeah, what happened, man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we meant
Sorry.
it.
What
Why would
STD
you
do
think
you
it's
have?
fake?
Wait, what's fake? What are you talking
Why
about?
would you think we're being facetious?
Because you're cynical. Because
So-
it's been hurt.
So we have to
What?
ask.
It's okay.
Who
It's a
hurt
safe
you?
space.
Look, here, that's the thing. Ultimately, society is built on trust, and you can have different levels of trust, but ultimately, you have to have a little bit more of the trust, a little bit more of the hope and the love first to build a better world.
Word.
So-
Okay, let me list off some other reasons why body count matters. Let's see. I think it's more likely that if someone's... Well, one, I just simply find it unattractive.
God, we wish we knew what your body count was. I wish
Right.
so much.
Probably like 9 or 10.
There's
You
like
think
He's
so?
like-
I mean, some commentary. and
Hopefully he's a
I-
virgin.
No, it's just...
It better be fucking 4.
I grew up in Santa Barbara. No, it's just...
Are
Well,
you
here's the thing.
UCSB?
No, it's just simply unattractive if someone's been totally ran through.
Why?
I love the.
But what does ran through mean
I love
to you?
ran through. It's really aggressive, and it sounds more exciting than it actually is. But can you I want you to viscerally describe to me what ran through.
He's imagining beat the fuck up.
The blue
Raw
waffle.
dog.
Just like
in the
get-
backseat.
gangbangs.
of a
It's like
Camaro.
a Tom and Jerry setup.
Okay,
where
she
someone
never
just,
has a balanced
Just
pH.
met the
like
dude
always,
20
it's
minutes
fucking
prior
out of
to.
control down there.
You got some bread loaves building down
Like,
there.
yeah, okay, that's what he's imagining.
So I figured out why we have this podcast. Brian's trying to find a girl with a 0 body count.
No,
So
she's
Oh, he
No.
wants a supple version.
She's gotta be
Wait,
4'11".
there's a supple version right here.
Right?
No,
Brian.
she's got to be 4'11" with a beef curtain,
large
protruding
labia.
Straight up. Okay.
Large
Roast
labia.
beef.
Okay,
old
roast
Hey,
beef.
hold on. I take quarrel with that incredibly offensive and egregiously disgusting word you just say it again. Say
Roast beef.
how dare you, sir?
I like
Bring
that
up,
term.
bring
dare
up your
you.
charity again. Bring
Listen
it
up.
up.
Is that any different than calling a dick a sausage?
Listen up.
Oh,
America, AllLabiaMatter. Chris, pull it up.
People
Pull it
like
up.
roast beef.
yeah. Paisley fucking loves the Arby's roast beef
I
sandwich.
love Arby's.
She fucking
That's
loves
something.
it.
Anybody else like Arby's?
What?
I've never been to
Yeah.
an Arby's.
It's
I
called
don't-
an
I don't know,
Arby
Arby's
melt.
a little
I've never
weird
been
for
to
me.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Arby's
I don't
is
know.
Guys,
vastly
please
under-
Please
support
donate.
please support my nonprofit organization, the American Network Against Labia Plasty. So
Oh my God,
we
Mike
can,
Davis, this is where your money can go. Brandon will come to you.
Yeah, so that we can combat bigots like this guy here, this
AJ,
I don't
misogynist,
discriminate against
this
roast beef.
this misogynist.
No, he's down
We
for
all,
roast
we
beef.
all like to snack
You're
on that roast
vegetarian,
beef.
you're
Yeah,
Tell-
we're not
tell
mad
them-
at
I'm a
roast beef.
vegetarian though.
Tell them you're a misogynist. Tell them you're a misogynist. Oh no, but okay. I'm not. How dare you, sir?
He's a
But
whore.
listen, it certainly is very unfortunate that women are shamed for if they got large labia. You hear roasty, Arby's, wizard
I have literally
sleeve.
broke up with a girl because she had hanging when she would
Is
walk
she-
and bend over. It was visible.
Is
I
she-
mean, I'm
Can-
sorry, Brian. I know
Can you?
Wait.
Can you link it up or?
no. I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but just the little the hang. It's just I just me
Is she-
personally.
is she single?
If it's not tucked, or if
It-
it's got like a weird little bubble gum thing popping out the side, I just can't do it.
Is,
That
is
might
she?
be that might be warts.
Sorry.
Is
I
she?
don't mean to discriminate, but me personally, it's a turn off.
It,
You're the opposite. You're like, yeah, bring on the curtains.
Yeah, he's ready to rumble.
Does she live in Santa Barbara?
Huh?
Does she live in Santa Barbara?
No.
He wants to hunt for treasure.
Shoot. Okay.
But
All
she
right.
was close to
Brian's
4'11".
fetish.
He doesn't want it to be
Brian, I
easy.
think there's some subreddits that are dedicated to
Let me read this one here. Mike
Okay.
Davis with the $5 super chat. White bald head is the type of dude to whisper in a stripper's ear. You don't have to do
What do you?
So I have never actually been to a strip club.
Is today the day?
No, it's not the day. The same reason I don't pay for any OnlyFans.
Would
I
you
just,
like to go tonight?
No.
Hey.
Yeah,
it's just
see?
it's a boundary I put for myself. I
My-
just don't. It's not. Obviously, I super support sex workers. It's just not something I personally engage in.
Mike Davis, actually, you said that shit about me like 3 weeks ago, dude. Why are you
Oh,
duplicating
you definitely
your
give the
super
same
chats?
energy though.
It
Like,
might
I
be a
could see
bot.
it.
Mike
Yeah,
Davis
you would.
might be a bot.
Yeah,
bro.
like-
Bot with Bunny. Oh
Yeah.
God, the AI
Never
revolution's
know.
coming soon.
If there's
NPC.
fucking sex robots, why could there not be a sex texter or a sex?
Yeah.
He started from right here, and then he's like, "Yeah, this is what's
Yeah.
going on."
So just on
I have
the-
something
hold
spicy
on.
we can-
just on the labia thing.
Okay.
I also think we should not shame men if they have a small peen.
Unless they like that shit.
Whoa,
No.
whoa.
Some men do.
Well, he's trying.
Men
Oh, yeah,
cannot.
Some men get off on being
Yeah.
shamed.
No.
Crazy.
Men,
Hey, pig.
they're not in control of their size.
Weenies.
They're born that way, and I think it's frankly awful that men are shamed, and it's acceptable. It's one of the most.
It
It's
is extremely
acceptable.
acceptable.
Wait,
It's
Brian, how
acceptable.
tall are you?
6 feet.
Okay.
There's not much of a correlation.
What
Yeah.
are you trying to
No,
correlate?
I'm helping you.
Like,
here.
there's
You
somewhat of
wanna-
a correlation, but
let's
not
do
much.
Let's do the question.
We need to find some
What?
virgins for
Crazy.
Brian. If anyone knows
No,
some
I don't.
young
It's not a
virgins,
it's not that I want virgins.
Lots. thick
Talking
labia.
about small penises.
No, I think
We can
for
go back to
Bryan.
body count. We'll go back to
Small
body count.
penises again?
If it's really small, you
Yeah.
can get surgery for that. I mean, you can get
Oh my
surgery
God.
for if it's not super small. I
There's
mean,
a
it's not
girl
going to
out
work
there
super
that
well, but it's better than it was.
Yeah, better than
Again,
yeah.
well, trans men, for example, sometimes
Mm.
get penises. I feel like more trans women get surgery than trans men down there.
You know, not everyone has a huge
Schlong.
vagina and they want someone
Oh, yeah,
smaller.
some
So
of
that's
them
the deal.
are very
Everyone
very
has
true.
someone that fits them.
Fuck,
So
we're
Plus,
agreeing too
Literally.
much. He wants us
tongues.
to fight.
Tongues are a
Someone
thing
fits.
that exist.
Toys and such.
Have you ever thought about raising your own stock, Bryan, for
What?
like marriage?
What?
Like you
What?
know how people
Own
like
stock?
Get
yeah,
good.
like you like raise someone for you to marry so that way they don't have a body count.
Wait,
Are you
wait,
suggesting
what?
like incest? Grape?
No, I'm more of a grooming
This sounds
scenario,
grooming.
you know,
I
or
don't
like
know.
arranged marriage. You like meet a family and you're like, hey,
I think you're so. I don't need to date a virgin, but I do have a preference for women with a lower body count. If she's got large labia, I'll make an exception. But
so we can get a clone.
Can I just
for you.
ask real quick, Bryan,
What's
what goes through your mind when you see a woman, she's laid back, spread eagle, and the labia is just boom,
Tiny.
like what do you what goes through your mind? Like fuck yeah, like more. Yeah, wing it out, girl. Like, what's the kicker?
Maybe hold it open
what's the
for me,
kicker and the
please.
takeaway from that? I'm just curious as a man. Because I'm the total opposite, bro. If you're serious about that wanting labia thing,
I'm
like,
100% serious.
I'm totally
I'm
the opposite.
different
bro.
strokes.
It's like, I don't know if it's genetic or what, but I'm like, no.
Arjun,
I
what
want it
about
tucked.
you?
Like
you want a small
way.
labia.
Either way.
You want a
I
small
want no
labia.
labia. I just want a slit, and that's
I
where I
can't
go.
believe
and
Oh,
that's it.
Barbie.
I can't believe I'm actually articulating why this is a
Brandon
preference or
needs
like
to
a
know,
turn on
bro.
for me.
I need to
Oh, why
know.
you like labias? Okay.
So
Because he's serious about
Then
it.
we
He
can
wants
talk
to
about
know.
pubic
100%
hair
serious.
after
Like,
that.
this is the best part of the podcast
Yeah.
so far. I want to know more.
kick that girl out. Which girl? Okay, so
Oh, it's probably me.
yeah, maybe the cat lady.
I got an early morning.
Okay. By the way, guys, we're gonna wrap in 5 minutes. We've
Aw.
got 5 minutes. No, but
Okay,
I'll
wait,
answer
wait,
it.
finish up with your
no,
labia,
I will.
please.
I will answer it. So okay,
Okay.
Brandon.
That's what she
I think there's a couple reasons. So this might sound crazy. Physically, it happens to feel. I think it feels a bit better.
Okay.
There's
stuff there.
more.
It's like a little hug.
And there's lips that grip.
Okay.
So they kind of grip.
Although if your lady's sufficiently wet,
Damn.
Brian's opening up right now, ladies
I
and gentlemen.
know.
opening those
It's
labia
really
lips.
nice.
We're getting
like-
some facts from Bryan. I want to know why he likes larger labia. The feeling, what it touches your nuts.
I
when
think
you, when you push in.
Oh.
What
I mean, that might be nice.
It just
Does it move
physically
around as it's
feels.
going?
It physically feels better. I can't precisely articulate
But what
why.
part of it are you feeling when you're going in and out? If it's like not even, it's this way and that way.
Yeah, is it like moving around?
Yeah,
on the
but
side?
like all the motion's gonna make it like do.
I don't know
stuff.
if I can
Glippy
articulate
Oh.
precisely.
You'll have to find someone who can be your demonstration
all I'm
partner.
gonna say is, DM me on Instagram at whatever. If you got one, what's up?
Sponsor us, Arby's.
Ar-
sure
you
you
know
don't
what?
have a
I
big
have an
body
Arby's
count.
shirt somewhere.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Wear it next time.
Yeah.
Bring the sandwiches on.
Here
Do
we
a
go.
mukbang. We want to
Labia.
see you with a roast beef sandwich.
We got. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Blad Impale.
Oh,
Impale?
cute. Like
With the,
Vlad.
Brandon prefers the coin slot.
With the $5, Brian gets hot and heavy when he goes to Arby's. Facts. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a problem with someone preferring clean shaven pubic hair or like at least like styled versus wild? Is it wrong to prefer that?
No, it's not wrong.
No, it's not wrong to prefer that.
I just
it's
don't like
just more,
chaos.
Yeah, it's just preference thing. I feel like if you're like forcing your girl and being like you're shaming them for
Oh,
being
yeah,
married,
no.
that's like
That
not
wouldn't be a
okay.
reason,
But
yeah.
like if that's just what you prefer and you communicate it and they're down, then it's cool.
Yeah.
As a man,
I knew he was.
I
He
think
was
it's
ready to
totally
go.
it's totally cool to have down to the skin down there, like just nice and clean. You feel everything a lot more, but it looks kind of weird on a guy when he's shorn down there and he's got armpit hair and he's banging up here. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I
where
think
does
it's
it where does
nice.
it
It's
end?
considerate.
A trim, a trim.
Yeah.
You know, you
Nice.
just want
Men
you just
should
want
have
the
a trim.
forest to be managed.
but
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
nice for a guy
Otherwise
speaking
you
when
get
it's just
wildfires.
smooth and just you feel more.
I like my bush. I want to have an orgasm, and if I shave,
Now,
no, I'm just saying, if I shave, I'm not gonna have an orgasm. The hair helps me. I think there's too much friction, and like it's not. There's like a buffer zone.
That's very 85 of you.
Interesting.
Nice.
I've never heard that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. I think we're going to end it there on the Bush comment.
Not on
so, yeah, we definitely went a little longer than anticipated.
And longer.
So, okay, we're going to wrap up there.
Mike, you missed it. My body count's 7 or 8.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. You could have been doing anything else, but you're... right, okay.
Head stash.
You could have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. We will be live again Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time for our next dating talk show. I want to thank the lovely panel for joining us today. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
And
Weird
thanks.
is real.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. See you guys.